days ago.
Oh, really? DJ liked one of your tweets?
Yeah, we were talking about the whole Chewbacca can carry a solo movie. Oh, no, he can't either.
Oh,
So I
yeah?
gave a tweet out saying, I don't think Chewbacca could carry a solo movie by himself. I think it depends on the time frame or whatever period you're setting the movie in. Because if you have a movie with Chewbacca where he's still with Han, then usually might as well just make it solo too. Then
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Or hell, just another fucking like Han and Chewie story, like the Paradise Snare and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I do think I actually do. I don't just think I know. You could do a movie where the main protagonist can't talk ordinarily because there's The Shape of Water, and that protagonist was deaf and spoke primarily through sign language, but she still had an interpreter with her in some scenes when she was at her workplace.
But
Yeah.
she fucked a fish.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Look, I've been stuck underwater a few times. One time this psychic bitch hit me and fucking drugged me under a pier, and that was not pleasant. Nobody would want to fuck me after that. There was mildew everywhere. And I already
Fucking
look like a
Tina
deformed
Shepherd.
retard.
Anyways, folks, so we're back at it. Anthony's on a horror binge, binging right-wing horror movies. And, hey, speaking of, Zephyr arrived just in time. Zephyr, right on schedule. So basically, so yeah, Ant has recently been on his fucking horror movie binge. I don't know, like, what bullshit he's on, but apparently, his son has just been born, and he still hasn't provided proof of him yet. Hashtag Sungate. So, yeah.
The true horror is Ant having a son.
Yeah, it's like, Ant is
Spreading
really...
retardation to the next generation.
Yeah, Ant is polluting the gene pool. Let's be real here.
Backseater just advocated for eugenics. Oh my god!
Well, you know what else?
He's a
Fucking
Nazi!
Evan finally had a face reveal. I always knew Evan was a freaky snake man.
I see why he's never revealed his face until now. That's
Yeah.
really horrifying.
Oh, come on, John. He's not that ugly. He's not that ugly. What the fuck?
I will say though, getting laid these days is very hard.
It is, yeah.
My face. Let's say they really get hard, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, but Evan, have you not heard about the recent women's book craze? They would want to fuck a monster person before they'd fuck a normal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old book talk.
Shuan had just covered this, where all these women are into, like, there's some book about, like, they go to some cow farm and, like, fuck cows and stuff, and it's, like, the #1 seller on Amazon for women.
Ain't no way.
That sounds like something my friend the Minotaur was telling me about the other day. Although we're just telling the origin story.
Anyways, folks, let's get on with the video here. We're probably not going to make it through the whole damn thing, because, I mean, look at this. This is a fucking hour and a half of conservative horror movies. What the shit? But anyway,
that horror does go both ways, both on the left and the right.
Yeah, anyway.
I'm very conservative because I kill people for smoking pot, having premarital sex, and I don't know, if they're just if they're on my property, it's called castle doctrine.
Yeah, yeah. Jason's a conservative Christian boy. Anyway. Without further ado, folks, let's just jump right into the video, shall we?
All media is political.
No, not really. No, there's some media that's pretty apolitical. Let's be real here.
You don't get it, Backseater. Mario Brothers was actually about Joseph Stalin.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, whatever you say.
What politics does he think Dragon Ball was advocating for? It's just like a guy who likes to fight and get stronger and overcome harder obstacles.
I don't know, man.
It was actually about anarchy and how anarchy works.
Fucking ridiculous, man, anyway.
In that it reflects the politics of the time in which it's created in. For all the films that came out after 9/11, for example, you can see echoes.
God, that's a scary sight right there, yeah.
Scarier than any of us.
I will say that if anyone does actually watch this, congratulations on the birth of your son, by the way.
Yeah, it's like if I was your son, Ant, I would feel so bad being your son. Also, hey, Solar finally made his face reveal. We're doing all the face reveals tonight. Yeah, apparently, yeah. Anyway.
Holy night.
Anyway.
Of that disaster reflected in the media itself. Now, tons of
28 days later.
He says 9/11, but fucking 28 days later, you reference an American tragedy. You pick a goddamn British film. What the fuck, Ant?
9/11 is when a plane ran into Big Ben there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh my god.
Now, tons of media in the 50s and 80s reflected the Cold War paranoia as it spiked in those eras.
But will you tell these fools I'm not crazy? Make them listen to me before it's too late!
70s films, by contrast, carry that sort of burnout people felt after Vietnam and during Vietnam. A
I
nihilist.
think it was more so the burnout on all the drugs they took and they were coming down from their highs, but I digress.
Sense that nothing in this world mattered and that God himself had died. But one genre I think that best reflects the fears of any generation is horror. Horror cinema is a terrific mirror to the fears
Yes,
that
people
we
are
have.
afraid of creepy people who are trying to kill them. That's very...
Yeah, so at least you got that right, Ant. Yeah, anyway.
And many of these fears are rooted in politics.
Hey.
No, they aren't. Shut the fuck up.
Carmel is scary, though. He's right. I mean, just listen to her
Yeah.
talk for any amount of time.
Like, alright, but seriously, Ant, let me ask you, what fear was this guy created in? What exactly? What? I don't even know who this guy is.
I think that's the collector.
Oh, okay.
Rooted in
I get it
politics.
now. Some
What?
of my friends were calling Peacemaker Season 2 a horror flick, and it all makes sense now because he says that it reflects the politics of the author, so that would mean that he's secretly afraid of... James Gunn is secretly afraid of black people.
He did make the perfect society, one without black people, so...
Yeah,
According to him.
pretty much.
You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, and Senator, just one more thing. Love your suit.
Okay, what was the...
Fuck off.
Whoa,
was even the
Backseater's
point of that
porn got into
clip?
the video.
Yeah.
Politics.
And it looked
left-
like Ant was reacting to the anime girl. He's like, ooh.
He's like, ooh. Yeah, anime girl.
wing, right wing.
Also, Christ, am I the only guy who thinks that Ant's lips are getting puffier and puffier every video we watch of him?
I think that might be an older video.
It's like a fucking Botox.
Yeah. Ant's taking Botox, yeah.
Kissing too much ass, they're getting chapped.
Yeah.
reflected equally. And I mean,
We're gonna start
It's
having to
election
call
year.
him Anthony Jenner.
Yeah. Oh my god. I mean, look at this. That's practically a kissy face right there. What the fuck, Ant?
His lips are getting... Oh, just... never mind.
Yeah.
and Election Day follows October, which itself has Halloween. So, what better time to reflect on our personal fears of the world than by looking at a few horror films? Specifically, I want to...
So in other words, you're just using this whole video to fucking grift and shit? What the fuck, Ant? Oh my god, this is to be like his weakest grift, yeah, what the fuck, Ant?
focus on how conservatism appears in horror, both as reflected through leftist directors and as created by conservative storytellers.
Oh boy, what's he gonna
And
call
yes.
conservatives created by like? He's just gonna call like every villain that a leftist director made. He'll just be like, "Wow, clearly conservatives. They were these ghosts that turn people inside out. That's reflective of conservatives."
Yeah.
Trying to, well, actually, that would fit more trans people, but whatever.
Yeah.
I am going to look at the positives and negatives of this.
Sure you are, and sure you are. You're totally not gonna slant this all one way or the other, no.
I'm going to try to be fair and balanced to both sides.
Oh, how much you guys think he's gonna utterly fail? I'm calling it right now. He's gonna flop hard during this video.
Creepy smile.
Is this an older video or a newer video?
100%.
I think I already watched
This is
this.
old. This is,
Yeah, I watched this.
It's probably
this
from
is,
last year.
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Because he showed the Kamala and Trump debate.
Yeah.
This is one of the. Actually remember watching this. This was actually one of the more tame videos where it wasn't a complete fucking disaster. So I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay, alright, cool. I want to be surprised. I actually did cover this video a while back, but it was back when I was, like, trying to keep, like, the videos, like, under an hour and concise and shit. So yeah, this is pretty much like my redo of this. So I know a little bit about what he says in here, but not much.
Here. But I am going to be critical. I'm going to be critical. And a lot of these films I'm going to be discussing, I actually like. So keep that in mind. I feel like I should just get...
Oh yeah, I really like all these fucking films made by conservatives. Yeah, totally.
It's out of the way now because it's going to come up in the comments if I don't bring it up. A few months ago...
What the fuck? In Praise of Shadows, new video, bad
Oh
conservative...
yeah. Oh yeah, this was an older video. There was this one guy named In Praise of Shadows. If you know, do you know who Wendigoon is?
I know who
he's-
Wendigoon is. Yeah, I don't watch him, but I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah, In Praise of Shadows was basically calling like Wendigoon this evil, homophobic, conservative Christian, and then Wendigoon was kind of responded like, "No, LOL." And then that video got like that video of In Praise of Shadows got disliked out of like Oblivion, and he had to take it down. And all of his, it was
I
wild.
remember this guy now. Yeah.
He was the gay guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Instead of holding his ground and trying to justify himself, when in the face of a mass just like Wave, rather than standing his ground, he would use the pussy out and take the video down.
Yeah, that's basically what happened because everyone like mocked him, and then he eventually admitted that it was just the video was just terrible in general.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
Couldn't find my machete, so this'll have to do.
Yeah.
Jason just got Demon Slayer powers. This is gonna get 10 times the power.
Yeah. So I remember Anthony kind of like said the video was shit as well. I think that's one of his more solid takes because
One of his
he
more
does try to
agreeable
be
takes, yeah.
he does try to be more nuanced than other creators. So I'm sure he's going to. I remember him disowning that video.
A long
That
while
was
ago.
terrible.
When he reached 100K subscribers, then after his son is born, he did say that in more future videos, he's gonna try and take it down a notch. When it comes to infusing his personal views with this video out there, because he doesn't want to say anything too, controversial or a little, sticky that could land him in the hot water.
Yeah, I think so. Outside of like maybe I think he got more inflammatory over the years because like his earlier videos I could definitely agree with, but when he was playing defense for the Acolyte and especially his I'm Glad This Star Wars Ruined Your Childhood, those videos, he got like a lot more rage baby and inflammatory. And I honestly I couldn't really agree with those videos, but he does try to be nuanced, which is something I appreciate about him compared to someone like fucking Jacob Suggs, who will just suck the dick of
Fucking
Disney.
Jacob, man.
Yeah.
Ant still thinks Jacob subs are legit. Anyway.
In Praise of Shadows released a video on conservative horror. Well, actually, no, that's not really what it
At
was
least
about.
it's not a
but that's what it
positive
was
review for
titled.
what we do in the shadows.
It was more an attempt at criticizing
Or
certain
not what we
figures
do in the shadows. Sorry, that's actually funny. I was thinking of Assassin's Creed Shadows, I meant to say.
Yeah.
in the horror community for perceived fence-sitting or pro-alt-right beliefs, but quite frankly, I don't feel good about that. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to criticize anyone in particular for their political beliefs.
Sure, Ant.
A key exception, which we'll get to at the end.
It's like, yeah, I don't want to criticize anyone for their political beliefs, except for this one guy.
I like how he won't do it until the end because he doesn't want to lose all of his viewers with some crazy thought at first thing. So he's like, "You gotta give me my watch hours, and then you can see my crazy thought."
Yeah. Anyway.
You'll know what I mean when we get there. I thought the video was going to go in an entirely different direction, and this video is kind of what I hoped the In Praise of Shadows video would be. But I'm also not going to pile on In Praise of Shadows in here. This is the only time I'm going to mention him, because I feel like enough people have already criticized that video, and this is not going to mention Wendigoon at all, because, frankly, I don't know anything about Wendigoon. I don't watch his content, really. I watch a couple
get
of
on
videos,
with
that's
it
about
then.
it. I'm no expert. And I have enough
want
arguments
everybody
with
to
people
know that
online.
I'm not going to be insensitive, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. I'm a very good person. I am a good person, Doctor.
Yeah, I am a good doctor. I am a good doctor. Superman did not flop. Superman did not
I am a surgeon.
Just came out.
A surgeon.
Superman lost
a surgeon.
It just came out that Superman lost like 42 million, by the way. So sorry about all those videos you made, Ant, about how it's killing the grifters and, you know, its success is making everybody melt down, and they're all in denial that it's losing money and stuff.
Yeah, anyway.
Don't need another one on top of that, okay? Okay. Now, here's the thing. As someone who's on the left himself, it's easy for me to point at something and go, that's clearly made with a right-wing conservative mindset. Now, a lot of critics will just stop and go, that's bad because conservative. But that, to me, is a very boring way to examine and critique media.
Oh, really?
Media that is made from a mindset that does not align with my own isn't inherently bad. Bad storytelling is bad. I think the reason why people do this so instinctively...
Wow, great fucking announcement. Bad storytelling is bad. I'm like, wow, great fucking take there, Ant.
...is because there's so many Christian Pure Flix films that come out every year, and they're all generic and bad.
Nobody takes Pure Flix seriously. I don't know why you're bringing them up.
Way and preachy.
Unless they're like a boomer.
Yeah.
Unless they're like a boomer, then they take them seriously, but
And
I'm pretty sure
overall,
nobody else.
They're usually not. They're kind of like the Lifetime Christmas movies where it's like they're super formulaic. It's super like simple messaging and shit.
Yeah, it's like the complete opposite of like those like Star Wars The Acolyte, where it's like it's just shoving a political message down your throat. Like, be Christian, and then with Acolytes like be woke, be leftist, hate hate conservatives.
Well, I'll give the Christians this: they don't like they're at least more direct about it. Like, you're not going to ever be deceived into watching one of these. Like, all their trailers are just like, God. Like, they're very upfront about what they're about. It's not like The Acolyte where they're like, oh, look, Star Wars and lightsabers, and now we're going to hit you with this message.
Yeah.
I do remember at one point, when the first trailer for The Force Awakens came out, there were a few conservative Christian groups that got up in arms, because when they saw Kylo Ren walk up with his lightsaber with the laser guard.
Cross guard, yeah.
You see, that's because his Kyber crystal was split, guys. It makes a ton of... And then he probably bled it, just like in the Acolyte.
And just exhausting to sit through.
So that you fill in the papers I've just given you with 3 little words. God.
They interrupted
God,
Kevin's
skateboarding.
They'll just be like, disappointed!
Yeah.
Is dead.
I can't do what you want. I'm a Christian.
If you're not in that target demographic, you're not going to get what they're saying, and you don't care what they have to say.
You know, I used to call the villains in those movies, I was like, oh, this is comical. No college professor is going to be like this. But especially after the Charlie Kirk thing, they're actually probably tamed down versions of real life people. Now they'd be like, and we should kill him if he's not.
Anyway.
It's a little more universal. For baseline, let's establish what I mean when I say right-wing versus left-wing.
The Pure Flix boss, and just put his face over the Joker in that scene. He's just like, see, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curb. It's like we didn't realize how true your movies were. They really are this crazy.
Yeah.
Horror. Left-wing belief indicates that the current systems of power are flawed and thus need to be
I want to walk
improved.
up to any of the women holding that sign and be like, wait, so you do love me or are you gay? Because it can't be both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think he's wrong with this assertion that like only the left is anti-authoritarian, because that's what I'm getting from this sentence. 'Cause when there's things like libertarians out there where they're anti-authoritarian but also very right-wing, I guess think of Revolutionary War, things like that, American Revolutionary War. They had more conservative beliefs, but they were against Britain. So I think he's wrong there, definitely.
Yeah.
Current systems of power are flawed and thus need to be improved, whereas right-wing belief believes either the system is good as is or, alternatively, was better in the past, and we should go back to the past to get to some better previous version of ourselves.
Hell yeah, brother. Reject modernity. Embrace tradition. Hell yeah,
I mean,
brother.
leftists some leftists also think that, especially like Stalinists and Leninists and Maoists. they're all like, it was so much better when the USSR was around, even though they raped and killed like innocent German 14-year-old girls. They still had a better. Communism is so much better than capitalism. Like, you are aware that the USSR did all that war crime shit, right?
During the USSR.
But Holodomor
just
was
remember,
a thing.
Hitler is third in the killing department. Mao and Stalin both killed more, and yet they only ever talk about third place for some reason.
Yeah.
Action News talked to other people in the school community.
Yeah, what the fuck is this? School district bans 2 books, genderqueer, and this book is gay from libraries. Oh, thank fuck for that.
Be in favor of
I
the
mean,
ban, maybe not.
genderqueer especially, that deserved to get banned, because that was like, they had like explicit sex scenes in it. I'm pretty sure. Well, is this high school or?
It's a high school. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, those are still minors.
So, and it's a public school, which means you're like using public funds to push your agenda. It's like having a fucking, well, either a communist manifesto or just like a super pro like conservative book in the library. You shouldn't have that either. Like,
it's like having Mein Kampf in it.
Yeah. Well, or just like if like the Art of the Deal or something. It's like, oh, because it's a Republican president, we have to have that in, because it's like,
yeah.
You probably shouldn't have that in the library. And then also, like, anybody is like, oh, I'm against book bans. No book should be banned. It's just like, all right, so this one has sex scenes. This one has pornographic scenes in it that they banned. So you'd be okay with me just like, I don't know, finding some fucking hentai shit and putting it in your kid's library? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, it's like, and also I'm pretty sure those are a lot of those people who are saying that all books shouldn't be banned were some of the same people who are like pushing for things like To Kill a Mockingbird and Huckleberry Finn to get banned. So, just saying.
Or modified.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But said they believe the books are inappropriate for kids. The 6ABC data team analyzed book bans across the country and found Pennsylvania is in the top 3 states for banning books.
That's frightening to me.
Mindy Freeman and her daughter worry about how the ban will impact other kids.
Now, I obviously align more with leftist belief. I think the system is flawed and needs to be improved. I don't think society was better than
Yeah, the problem though, Ant, is that your ideas on how to improve the system suck. Anyway.
Past, especially for marginalized people. Now, for the average right-winger, you may think, oh, okay, that's an acceptable position, and I respect that. Or you may think, oh, that's terrible. I'm hoping, though, you engage with my argument in good faith, because I'm going to try engaging with these films' arguments in good faith. And
sure you are, Ant. Sure you are. And there he goes again, wiping his fucking hair again.
He looks like he's trying to seduce some chick right now. Or let's be honest, some dude. He's like,
yeah.
Eee.
Yeah. His Ant cunt says, oh, I'm bisexual. It's like, no, you aren't, Ant. You're gay. Come on.
And then I love how he's like, oh, I don't like returning to the past because of marginalized groups. It's like, why do you guys always jump to that? Like, That's not the thing that people think whenever anybody who like espouses like, oh, because they always do this with like, make America great again. Oh, back whenever it had segregation. It's like, that's like not even in the policies when they're talking about making it great. It's, you guys always jump to this one particular thing and assume that's what we want to jump back to. It's like, there were other things that happened in the past. It's normally referring to like economic prosperity.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Reagan was
with that fucking 1950s.
Yeah, they're always like, oh, if you want to make your country great, you must mean you want to return all the racist stuff. It's like, why would your mind go there automatically?
I don't know, bro. Anyway.
Just point out, hey, here's what's going on. Sure, that's very articulate of me. Now, there's two kinds of ways right-wing related anxieties manifest in horror. Either horror films present the fears the left has of the right, or horror presents the fears the right has about, well, anything. A great example of a left-leaning film that showcases the fears the left has of the right is The Stepford Wives.
Oh, here we go.
How could you do a thing like that?
The film focuses on a suburban town where the menfolk, tired of their women becoming feminist, decide to replace their women with robots that only know how to cook, clean, and make love. The film and
this is just like what's happening in China with the AI pregnancy robots.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just what Elon Musk wants.
Yeah.
Elon nuts.
Yeah.
He's like, so I tried dating Amber Heard, and I said, I'm never getting with a woman again. I'm going to make robots now.
Well, with Amber Heard, I can totally understand that, yeah. Anyway.
I'm sorry for your loss. For anyone who dated Amber Heard. Especially Mr. Deppy Boy.
Yeah, I heard it was a real shit show whenever you tried dating her.
Anyway.
Center on a new married couple who move into town. And while the husband is won over by the town's men, the wife very quickly realizes that this town is bizarre.
A very modern suspense story from the author of Rosemary's Baby.
Did he just say bizarre?
Yeah, you know what?
Crazy
it's a JoJo reference.
Bizarre town.
Crazy, noisy, bizarre town. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
About what men can do behind closed doors.
The women are stripped of their individuality.
Yeah, pretty much.
And personality in order to
I
conform
would love
to a
if the whole
system.
movie was like her, like, you know, all these men keep hiding from her, and they're like, she's like, where are they going for those 5 minutes? And she's like investigating all this stuff, and then like at the end, she just opens the door and it's just a dude like jacking it to something. She's like, oh, I see. I was expecting something much more sinister.
Yeah. Anyway.
That benefits men. They cook, they clean, they make love, and they do nothing but that.
They don't even play video games with you? These are lame robots. I need co-op partners, damn it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of video games, what the fuck game is this?
It looks like a complete AI game.
Yeah, probably. Anyway.
Charmaine changed. Carol Van Zandt changed. She's changed! And stop telling me I'm crazy!
There's a very famous scene in Stepford Wives where the main character has a friend in town, and they're both like, this town's so strange. They go on a trip, come back, the friend's gone. And you know that she's gone. It's just a robot. There's no soul there anymore.
How could you do a thing like that?
Just a robot?
Oh, you mean Jar? You mean that guy who?
Yeah, just a robot.
Yeah, fucking Jar, bro. What the fuck?
The cleansing of you two.
Yeah.
Debunking SJWs and feminists.
Is he still uploading or what?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I've actually been in a VC with him once.
Oh,
he was a very interesting guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the most interesting man in the world.
I just need Apollo Creed to come into this town, because he can be like, what's this robot? What's this robot? What's this robot? He's just like going around the town just pointing to each woman.
Anyway.
When I was just going to give
Hi,
you coffee.
It's an obvious political message. It's talking.
How? I'm feeling it isn't.
Because feminists clearly fear that conservative men are going to kidnap them and turn them into robots.
Yeah, that seems legit, Ant. Yeah, totally.
About how men strip women of autonomy and of individuality to conform to a standard that benefits them.
Okay, where are all the men doing that though? Like seriously, where?
And the
I mean,
usual
like,
conservative
maybe-
argument is that like women are happier married and like having kids and stuff. It's not that we're trying to mind control them. We just argue that like from a biological and like historical perspective that they're usually happier that way.
Yeah, I mean, it is from the. I mean, that is occurring with people in the Middle East. Yeah, but I'm not really seeing that much in the U.S. of A. or anywhere really in the West. I'm only seeing that kind of stuff in maybe Africa or like the Middle East.
You do see it in some parts of the West, such as London has a certain
Oh, in
mayor
Russia.
who seems to want to push that.
Oh, right. Yep.
And you know that one town in Michigan, Dearborn, I think it is. They
Yes,
seem
Dearborn,
to
Michigan.
have some of those values being pushed. But there's a difference in that. That's actually trying to control them, not trying to convince them to make their own decision to go that way. It's more, control.
Yeah. Anyways, hail Jacob. Yes, it's ants again. Apparently, we're learning about what fucking conservatives fear.
Jacob,
in
and this is
horror.
a punch to light speed.
Yeah, and we got hail Briscoe. Yep, indeed. Anyway, moving on.
It's no shock this film came out after a massive surge in second-wave feminism.
The women's liberation movement organized several groups to protest the Miss America pageant as a symbol of society's exploitation of women.
Oh, they got these poor guys here. It's like, oh, why'd our wives drag us out here? What the fuck?
Notice, some things never change. This is kind of like the modern protest where it's all these old boomers. Now, it was like old people back then, too. They're like, these young, hot women don't need to be looked at like this. Stop it.
And like the modern feminist women are like, why are you so against this? You should support sex workers. So they would be like completely confused by the second wave feminism movement. As pictured over here.
Yeah,
times really change.
Yeah, Jacob is basically saying is on like it's all art is political, and these horror movies were inspired by liberals' fear of conservatism and whatever the hell. Also, hail Melissa, you arrived at just the right time because now we're all about the feminism shit here.
As sex objects.
It's the fear of turning back the clock, that the men will push against these progress that women have made and return to an era where men had it easier.
No, we're not, and what the fuck you talking about?
Also, they're protesting something that was currently ongoing. So, like, how are they doing a fear of going back to the past if it's just like, stop this thing that's already been happening? It's like, so it's not the past, it's the present that you're fearful of, I guess.
Yeah. Christ, anyway.
National Women's Party lobbies for the 26th Amendment to guarantee women equal
It's too bad
rights
all these
under the
bitches are probably dead by now. I would love to see them play Stellar Blade.
law. That amendment would make women people in a legal sense for the first time.
And of course, there's a lot that...
I mean, they already were women, so I mean people, so I don't know what the fuck.
They've been able to vote since like the 20s. How are they not? What is this? Is there some like entity that is voting that's not a person?
I don't know.
That's
They seriously think we want to return to the 1800s with some shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fear for the time. This film came out in the mid-70s, and while some men in the 70s would see the past as some glory age where men were on top, women spent the entire decade pushing against that. The teens and young adults in the 70s had to...
Yeah, hashtag not all women. The
ones of those protests were against it, the women that were wives and happy back then just weren't protesting it the other way because they had actual lives.
Yeah.
Witness their mothers having no rights. A woman could not open up their own credit card until it's come to the 50s, right? Wait, 1974, a year before the Stepford Wives came out, that's when women could open up credit cards?
Credit cards are pretty new in general, so
yeah.
Yeah, so women even then were fighting for basic rights.
What the fuck?
That we
Like, apparently owning credit cards is basic rights now. What the fuck?
In 1974, like credit cards didn't even get huge until like the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
We got
I'm
William.
looking it up right now. The first credit card was invented in 1950.
Yeah, but I don't really think anyone was using them.
Well, yeah, there's things that are invented. It's like saying the first computer was invented this day, but then it was a mass market thing by this year.
Yeah, it was invented one place, but it took a couple decades for everyone to get on the trend.
Yeah, we got William Ripke saying this guy and Dave Filoni seem to have a lot in common. Oh, really, Will? Well, why do you say that? Jacob says that doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense, Jacob?
Welcome to an ant video, Jacob. You'll be saying that a lot.
We got Jacob saying, imagine these women when pronouns were a thing. Yeah, pretty much. And Jacob saying, women who didn't protest have men who don't have the auto come. Yeah.
Take for granted today. 1973 saw Roe v. Wade, a decision that gave women autonomy over their bodies. For about 50 years, until the Republican Party stacked the Supreme Courts and minor courts in a decade
Stacked to the Supreme Court by nominating people whenever they retired or died. I'm sorry that you didn't have the presidency whenever those people happened to retire or die, but that was just how the chips fell. They weren't stacking the court would be adding judges when you're in power in order to sway the numbers. They did not add judges. They just replaced the ones that retired or died. That's how it's always been done. That's not stacking the court.
Also, how many of us do we really believe that the reason they overturned Roe v. Wade was because they want to control the women's? Like, honestly.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, there's plenty of women and progressive women who were like anti-abortion. Like, if you've heard of hashtag Justice for the Five, that's pushed by a secular feminist woman who's like, it's kind of I just saw like a bunch of dead fetuses in like the third trimester. That's kind of fucked up that we allow that kind of stuff to exist in our society. So it's like it is predominantly a Republican sentiment, but there are people on the left with Democrats. I guess they would be considered left moderate, right? But they're the left in our country. They represent the left wing in our country. There are people in that hemisphere who are like abortion bad, so it isn't really about autonomy. It isn't really about autonomy to them. It's more about like killing kids.
Well,
They're
it's also
afraid of that.
it's not like it's not a binary issue. That's what people like. Roe v. Wade, I forget what the limit was, but it's always like set at a certain amount of time of the pregnancy. Like certain states, because Roe v. Wade let them go this way, they were allowed to, they still are actually, allowed to do it basically up to, I think it's Alaska, weirdly enough. It's like, oh, it's up to birth and you don't need to inform parents if you're like a minor that's having one. That's the most extreme example, because I looked into it a couple times state by state, and there's some like crazy, like I think PA here has like 22 weeks or something, but it's like all different all over the place. And then there's some super right-wing states that are like, although I'll say about the right-wing states, they all have the life of the mother exemption, so anybody who tries to tell a sob story about like, oh, because of Roe v. Wade this woman died, it's never true. I looked into each state's individual laws. They all have life of the mother clauses where they'll save someone if they're actually going to die. So there's different stipulations and rules all over like that, whether it's, more right, more left, whatever. Roe v. Wade was just a national thing.
Yep, pretty much. Anyway.
Attempt to undo the clock. They pulled a Stepford Wives on the entire country.
No, they did. Oh,
That's
yeah.
not cool. It's not turning women into robots just because they can't rit their babies out at 17 weeks. That's a very different concept. You basically turned me into a robot.
That's kind of a stretch. That's kind of a stretch, and right there, yeah.
You can put your kid up for adoption if you really don't want it. Like, just don't.
Yeah, that option's still
just
there.
You can't kill it. Doesn't. Jesus.
Also, you can
make you a robot. Nobody's forcing you to raise the kid.
Also, you can do like surrogate motherhood, right? I'm pretty sure that's also an option where you can transfer a fertilized egg to some other woman.
Yeah, and gay guys use that all the time.
Yeah, like you. Anyway, Jacob says John sounds like Darth Melvin. That he does.
I did notice that the muffle in John's voice makes him sound like Melvin.
And we also got Jacob saying,
they're the same guy.
yeah, plot
How
twist.
have I been on a stream with myself before then? That was a skillful thing by me.
Yeah.
I like pre-recorded videos and then played them in response to myself as I'm like, I'll be Darth Melvin live, and then I like hit the John video.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with me. I mean Melvin.
Yeah, we got Jacob saying, this guy is great with women, am I right? Yeah. And we got Briscoe saying, Ant is looking especially derpy in this video.
Great pause face for that.
Every video in this one so far has just been like one pause. Every pause in this one's been one pause face after another, man. I don't know why. Anyway.
Justice Stephen Breyer arguing that Alito's ruling is based on nothing more than the fact that 3 new justices appointed by Donald Trump, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, cast...
Hey, a woman, what do you know? Anyway.
decisive votes to overturn Roe. Neither law, nor facts, nor attitudes have provided any new reasons to reach a different result than Roe did. All that has changed is this court.
Shit changes since the 1970s, old man.
Yeah. Anyway, come on. Damn it, League of Legends.
It's clearly an oversimplification. And it's a complicated issue. But it's an oversimplification that feeds well into the fears we see reflected in media. After all, media doesn't have to be a one-to-one recreation of reality in order to present the fears.
Then why are you acting like it is?
Well, then you probably shouldn't have said that getting rid of Roe v. Wade is to get it this Stepford-wise, and then he always walks it back like, oh, that's an oversimplification. It's like, no, that's just outright fucking lunacy to compare those two things. Like,
and if it's an
like one step
oversimplification and you
further.
disagree with it, why'd you say it then?
But it's like far more than an over. It's like me saying like, oh, these liberals don't want immigration laws enforced, so they're basically Stalin. Like, that's not me oversimplifying. That's just like taking a leap into another dimension.
Yeah. Jacob says, Ant looks like he'd use quotes from crappy books as pickup lines. Yeah, pretty much.
People have of reality. There's a lot of films that today are now branded as woke or part of the DEI agenda, but whatever that means.
Oh, you know what that means. Shut the fuck up, asshole. Anyway.
But surprisingly few horror films get lambasted with these very oversimplified arguments. Films like The Purge are unsubtle in their politics, but are consistent when talking about the issues. Class disparity, how political powers use minorities as scapegoats for their agendas. The wealthy exploit the poor, and while those films are unsubtle, they have been praised and beloved by a large audience, even an audience that might not agree with the politics presented therein. There's Jordan Peele's films, which are consistently fantastic.
No, they aren't.
No. Oh my god. What was his first one? Get Out.
It was Get Out, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was like... I hated how people talked about that, where they're like, oh, it's so true. That dialogue hits so real. I'm like, I live in a fucking super white suburb. That is not how people talk. It's not. Like, I don't know where Jordan Peele went. Maybe there's some uber stupid liberals that would like talk like that and be all insecure about seeing a black dude, but like, it's just not even normal. You know how we talk to black guys? Just like, it's just a normal conversation, and then we just talk about like football and shit. Like, it's nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Right. Anyway.
The original Candyman and its requel.
Seemed like you didn't quite get it.
No, I get it. It's the hood, gentrification, etc.
Artists gentrify the hood.
In the hood, y'all.
And even though some people pushed against Chucky...
Hang on, what the hell, quartering here. Chucky gets woke. New show to focus on teenage boys' love for another boy.
Yeah, that's whenever Chucky was like, I may be a serial killer, but I'm not a monster. After he said, like, I forget, just like he was like super like pro-gay or something in some sentence. Looks like Ant's coming to the fact of Chucky being woke right now. Like, oh, so woke, best film ever.
Yeah, it's like, my balls, Pete Fletcher, my asshole, yeah.
He's just like, God damn it, how did JJ Plagiarism's dog get in here? Oh, stop licking me. Oh, jeez.
being more explicit with its queer representation. Once the show came out, people stopped complaining.
Hang on. Also, Jacob says Jordan Peele is married to a white woman, by the way. Yeah, he is. He's
It is true. The lady he's married to is Gina from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, no.
And people started loving Chucky. Even those who thought it was going too gay, which is shocking, considering Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky, is in fact a gay man, lifting from his own life experience when writing Chucky.
There's none of that in the original Chucky. Oh, please.
Yeah, and why are you lying?
Like, the original film had nothing fucking political. It was an evil doll. He was part of a serial murderer, and he just tried to get into a kid's body like the whole... Like, what are you saying? A serial murderer trying to be a little boy is, like, being gay?
Well, to be fair, Ant does have a lot of things in common with serial killers and little boys, so probably. I don't know, man. Fucking Ant.
Backseater bullies Ant, so he's okay with bullying little boys. He just admitted it. Oh my gosh.
I mean, hey, man, when I was a little boy, I did a fuck ton of bullying, so, I mean, I guess I am. Jacob says, in seat of Chunky, he was having a pool and on his wanky to Lesbo, as he quoted. What the fuck, Jacob?
I just want to know how Briscoe ever complains about not being able to get shit through YouTube. Like, Jacob types the most, like, super non-PC stuff, and YouTube is just like, yep, that's okay. And Briscoe's always like, oh, I don't know how to phrase this.
Briscoe, if you're having trouble phrasing shit right now, just ask us. We'll give you the link. Anyway.
Yeah, or text Jacob, you know, get in contact with Jacob about what you're allowed to say or not. He seems to get it through okay.
Yeah, anyway.
He has a way.
Franchise starting with Bride. It was a great opportunity to give young gay fans
Jacob, I have a way.
representation and to see themselves on
Who's
screen
this
in a
ugly
way
bitch
that...
with her saggy tits trying to push him up?
I don't know. Who is this bitch?
She's like, I may be old, but I can push these puppies up and make them look young in this outfit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, she must be the voice of the Bride of Chucky. That looks like the person who would be that voice.
Yeah, anyway.
On screen and
so Don Mancini says, oh, I did this to give all these fucking people fucking representations. Like, where are they in the films then, Don? I don't remember any gays in the fucking Chucky movies.
And
Mom, do you remember any gay people in the Child's Play movies? She says no.
And anyway. I think he said it started with either Seed or Bride just then, so that means that was like the 4th or 5th movie that he started to put that in there.
Oh my god, why?
It was Seed, which gave us Glenn. And Glenn, if I remember correctly, isn't really a male or female. They literally pull down his pants and see literally nothing there. No dick or vagina. He was just blank.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the doll. Yeah.
Anyway, Jennifer Tilly Jacob says that's Jennifer Tilly. All right. Briscoe says it must be my Canuck version of YouTube. Yeah, probably Briscoe. We got Melissa Lord saying there's nothing woke about slashers, but leave it to Mark Hamill. Lol, him and Ann are commie losers. Yeah, pretty much.
A way that I wasn't able to when I was 14 or 15 years old.
Oh, boo-hoo.
And you know, it's also
I like
right
how they're
what,
cheering the fact that he wasn't able to do it. They're like, yeah, bullying.
Yeah, woo, yeah.
He's like, stop cheering. It was very traumatic. They're like, yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, right. So a lot of what Jake is going through in the show is stuff that I experienced and lots of gay guys experience.
Killer
I'm a press X to doubt on that right there, though.
Chucky like leaps up and slashes somebody's throat. He's like, this reminds me of my high school experience as a gay.
Fucking Christ, what high school did you go to, Don? Backseatville High?
It's a little better now, but we certainly have a long way to go.
Oh my god, it's never enough, is it, right?
Because then I'd actually have to come up with something original to talk about, so I just need to keep this little grift going forever.
Yeah. Jacob says Mark Hamill voiced Chucky in the Child's Play remake. I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He actually did a good job.
Melissa Lord says Chucky's son is non-binary. Oh, Jesus H. Lucas. A
that's
school in
weird.
California. Yeah, most likely. Well, no, Jigga. Backseatville ain't in California. Anyway.
It was very odd when Chucky in the remake, he kept going, Nazi!
Yeah.
Again, I digress. Now, there is political pushback at times, especially when adapting older horror to the modern landscape.
You don't
When It Chapter
say.
2 came out, it adapted a scene from the book where a gay couple is attacked in a homophobic hate crime. Now, in the book, at the time it was written, this scene was fairly progressive. It wasn't common for people to discuss gay people as legitimate people. They were treated more as the butt end of a joke. And the scene is fairly heartfelt, and it's 50 pages of the book. In the film, it's about
50 pages of a goddamn hate crime? What the shit?
Stephen King is very descriptive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but still. Melissa Lord says Chucky wasn't scary anymore after the third, yeah.
Yeah, they turned it more comedy, which works for
It's sort of
some
like the Freddy
series.
Krueger thing, like, with more sequels, the more comedic in tone the killer becomes, to the point where you, the audience, are actually rooting for the killer to kill whoever in a very real comedic way.
They're usually the only character that carries over because the other people all get killed off or something, or just leave the series, and so you end up, they become the star of the series. So yeah, you end up like going for their kills and everything. And I think Freddy, it probably worked the best because he could talk, and so he was able to make good creative jokes based on his dreams and everything.
Yep, anyway.
about a minute and a half of film time, and it felt more exploitative. Now, the film tried countering that by making Richie, one of the main characters of the movie, a queer man, a repressed queer man specifically. But that still didn't stop some critics from rightfully saying that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's more what I said. It's never enough, and these people will never be happy. Chapter
The
2
thing is, prior to the film coming out, some people were already parading Pennywise around as being a gay icon. It wasn't until that movie came out with that scene, people are now saying that Pennywise was a Trump allegory.
What?
Pennywise was a gay icon? What the heck?
At one point-
Oh, is it because he preys on children?
Oh, maybe.
These people who are like forcing this stuff are just telling on themselves, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Hey, Georgie, come here. I'm gay.
I don't know what that is.
Wanna
Take
find
it out?
out?
Let me eat you, kid.
Yeah, anyway. Jaga says, I like the scene where Chucky tells his son that he wants his granddaughter to be gone. Yeah, pretty much.
Mark Hamill reference there.
Yeah.
While the scene worked in the 80s, this hate crime scene felt exploitative and, quite frankly, a little disturbing because it doesn't really progress or add to the plot of the film as it was trying to tell. And with so many alterations made to it in both It films, it felt odd that this was included still. Honestly,
why? It was in the book.
The films you see the most people criticize from the political standpoint are the centrist films, the films that try to appeal both sides of the party. We are not that
Oh, gee. Oh,
Oh,
geez.
speaking of gay.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I never... Oh, my God. Oh,
Yeah,
what the
I think-
fuck?
So he's talking about centrist films. I think there's a lot of good centrist media, especially in like Eastern culture, with stuff like about the Persona series. There's an offshoot series in that same franchise called Shin Megami Tensei. There's a Shin Megami Tensei.
No, Zapper, you gotta reverse. Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, right. And Shin Megami Tensei 4 is a pretty good example of centrist media, where they show that like extreme like right-wing, I guess like right-wing fascism, like that kind of stuff is bad, and then like that represents the angel. That's represented through the angels coming down and like killing people, and then with the left, it's like Lucifer trying to progress humanity. It's a really hard case to crack because you have to be like you have to be like super nuanced about everything. So makes sense with how centrist media often gets criticized because it's really hard to pull off.
Well, yeah, Ant's basically here now saying it's Oh, what gets the most criticism is centrist media because it doesn't take a stance and tries to appeal to both sides now for some reason. I don't know why he's on this now. Oh, we got Jacob saying, these are the same people who are saying that David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan are the Lois and Clark for bisexuals. Yeah, and they're retards. I got Melissa saying, I grew up in the 80s and Ann doesn't know jack shit about slashers. Indeed.
Did you see that article? Every year, these liberal elites kidnap a bunch of normal folks like us and hunt us for sport.
Take The Hunt, a film that ends with the message, you know, both sides of this political faction are pretty bad, actually.
I'm playing an Arab refugee, but I identify as white. I think that's problematic too.
Horror works better when there's a concrete fear it tries to manifest. Fence-sitting doesn't help anyone. There are publications that try to list scary movies or what have you. So conservative horror, and we should look at some of them right now. The Federalist, for example.
What the fuck? Hang on, what the fuck is this? Hang on. And can you stop doing this bullshit where you flash text on screen for like 1 fucking second? Holy shit. Anyway, so Antier says, The Federalist is an American conservative online magazine and podcast that covers politics, policy, culture, and religion, and publishes a newsletter. The site was co-founded by Ben Domenech and Sean Davis and launched in September 2013, alright?
Ranked 8 of the best conservative horror films. And this is actually the one thing I am going to take from In Praise of Shadows, because he references this too. Let's see this list. Night of the Hunter, a film where a man is dressed like a priest who hunts women who own their sexuality. Wait, how's that conservative? That's like saying the authority figures are bad. The priest represents the old-time authority. It's maybe the opposite of conservative, I'd say, but what am I gonna do?
What is your fucking point here, jackass? Holy shit. Jacob says, I can't wait for the horror film where the slasher has they, them pronouns. Oh, they already made that film, Jacob. Melissa says, he sees fascism? Oh, he saw something, LOL. Yeah, pretty much, Melissa, yeah.
There was that movie, They, Them. Is that the one you're referring to, Backseat?
Yeah, I was, Jake. I was, Evan, yeah.
I actually know a guy from that movie.
Oh, you poor bastard. Anyway. Jacob says, wait, what? Yeah, exactly. It's like, Ant, what are you on about now? Now he's just gobbledygooking nonsense.
Yeah. What else is there? There's Let the Right One In, which focuses on a couple social outsiders who form a religion.
Oh, geez, this is speaking of pedos, this is a fucking pedophile movie right here.
Relationship society would deem taboo. Hang on, that doesn't sound all that conservative either, unless you count the age gap. That might be conservative. Who knows?
They're both little kids in that film, man. The fuck you talking about?
Age gaps are not like a conservative thing either. Old liberal men marry much younger women. Old Republican men marry much. You know why? It's ones with a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's really like a cross political lines thing. Which if they're both adults, you know, whatever. If she wants the money over the, you know, young penis, that's fine. But
I mean, there's a plenty of left-leaning people who do that shit, like Destiny, for example, or Lily Orchard.
Yeah, and John, did you catch the original part of this part
when
here?
Hang
on.
Nah, I was gone for a second.
It tries to manifest. Fence-sitting.
So basically, Ann just got done saying it's like, hey, don't be a middle ground Mandy, which honestly sounds like he's taking a page out of my book.
Doesn't help anyone. There are publications that try to list scary movies or what have you. So conservative horror, and we should look at some of them right now. The Federalist, for example, ranked 8 of the best conservative horror films. And this is actually the one thing I am going to take.
Look at this shit-eating grin right here, man.
Take from In Praise of Shadows, because he references this too. Let's see this list. Night of the Hunter, a film where a man is dressed like a priest who hunts women who own their sexuality. Wait, how's that conservative? That's like saying the authority figures are bad. The priest represents the old-time authority. It's maybe the opposite of conservative, I'd say, but what am I going to do? What are you going to do? What else is there?
There's liberals love authority when it's on their side, Ant. That's not
Yeah.
like a consistent stance with them. They love corporations when they put up little gay pride, flags. Those are authorities. They love presidents whenever they go, oh, it's trans, awareness day or whatever, like Biden always did. You love authority when it's on your side, and the right's pretty guilty of that too. We like authority when authority is in our favor.
Yeah, and we got Jacob saying there are women my age who want to fuck older dudes. Yeah, exactly,
Well,
Jacob.
it's like, what's older dudes? Like, I'm always like,
Well,
depending
okay.
on... Yeah, I mean, it is money a lot of times, but also, like, if you're 31 and she's 24 or something, I'm like, okay, that, like, still makes sense. You're not, like, completely separate worlds or anything.
Yeah. We got Melissa saying, yeah, I knew it! It is a pedo vampire movie! I knew it! Hang on here.
Right one, which focuses on a couple...
Great grandma.
What'd you say, Solar?
My great grandma married at 15 with a 30-year-old guy. Now
Damn.
but it was the 1910s.
Well, that was more the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they
Anyway.
did prearranged marriages even more back to, like, if it was your great-grandma, that had to be, like, turn of the century kind of deal. 1900-ish.
Social outsiders who form a relationship society would deem taboo.
Yeah, little
Hang on, that
kids.
doesn't sound all that conservative either, unless you count the age gap. That might be conservative. Who knows?
In case you
Who
didn't get that
knows?
joke, there is a law in many states that allow
Hang on, what is this? The 19th explains why child marriage is still legal in 80% of U.S. states.
for child
Wow,
brides to still
80%
happen.
of U.S. states are conservative. How
Damn,
strange.
man.
And conservative
Which states and territories have passed bans? Child marriage is legal in most of the U.S.
political belief argues that rules were better back then, so they don't really.
Hang on, Elizabeth House. States with the most child marriages per capita are Nevada, Idaho, Arkansas, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Utah, Alabama, West Virginia, Mississippi. Nice! The 51st state isn't on there. Yes! Anyway.
What?
Repeal these old laws?
No, the secret hidden 51st state. Jacob,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this avatar? I don't know. It's a little fucking peeper ant right there. I don't know.
That
Probably
is
him
Ant
lying on
when
his
he's
wife. I don't
peering.
know.
That was Ant when he was peering into the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Where a lot of leftist
Yeah, like when Ant peeped into the women's bathroom, that's when he realized, oh shit, I guess I'm not into women. I'm probably gay. Anyway.
politicians try to fight them, and these laws are very obviously still in the books in many red states, but even a few blue states haven't repealed these laws.
Oh, the blue states haven't repealed them then. Delaware, New Jersey.
Yeah, this sounds like a very slow to change rule because it's not really an issue that's ever like a hot button issue in an election. So they don't even get to the shit that they do talk about in an election.
Yeah.
Make this an issue during the election, and I'm sure it'll get solved a lot quicker.
This is like them stupid state laws you find all the time on like Snapple lids, where it's like, hey, you can't have like a fucking ice cream cone in your back pocket or whatever the hell.
If
Like
you
those,
kick a
the reason
donkey,
these
it's 3
laws
years
are
in
still in a
jail.
what, John?
If you kick a donkey, it's 3 years in jail.
Yeah, it's like the reason these laws are still in place is because nobody cares enough about them to get them repealed. Yeah, pretty much.
Or they're just not like high enough on the agenda, and like the people, like it just doesn't. It's not the first served thing. Like, yeah, they're just never a hot button issue. Like, make them an issue.
Yeah. Anyway, next.
Yet, we really should get around to doing that. I mean, seriously.
What else is here? The Thing. A paranoid sci-fi film about a microscopic creature that can kill you. Well, after all the anti-information regarding COVID, I feel like that doesn't quite feel at home.
The hell, far more Democrats and Republicans see COVID-19 as a major threat to the health of the U.S. public.
Yeah, and it has. Didn't you read the deadly part? Like, COVID was a cold.
Yeah. Anyway.
With the Conservative Party agenda. What else is there? Night of the Living Dead. The first mainstream horror film to feature a black actor in the lead that focuses on a new society devouring the old, while the dumb police at the end senselessly kill the lead character.
Yeah, because I thought he was a zombie.
Yeah, what the fuck? Come on, bro. Melissa says, keep the thing and carpenter out your fucking mouth! Yeah, pretty much.
I like how he assumes that it's like anti-conservative just because it's black.
Yeah.
It's like,
as
it has
if
a
there's,
black
because there's
character.
never been black Republican or conservative politicians before, no.
Cue Eric July clip of the American Society of Magical Negroes.
Yeah.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
The Federalist article is clickbait, quite frankly. And there's other films too that are ridiculous. They have scanners on here from famous director David Cronenberg, who argued that trans people embody the themes of his films very explicitly.
Oh, when
No,
did he
they
say
don't.
that? Was that like 30 years later whenever he was trying to...
There is a lot of ways you can miscrew that statement alone.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, these directors come out like 20, 30 years later, like, I don't even think that Chucky guy was telling the truth whenever he was talking about, like, oh, this is like my high school gay experience. I didn't... Like, I just don't... If you're saying it like 10 plus years later, you're just trying to, like, you're trying to get, like, some political clout points. It could be something that you never thought about once making the actual film.
Yeah, anyway.
Like, directors can lie, Ant. Look at James Gunn. He's lying before movies even come out.
Yeah.
Now look, I am going to actually discuss real conservative films. And quite frankly, I'm going to name a few good ones. Better ones than the Federalist can, apparently.
Oh,
that
really?
illustrate the fears that conservatives do have. And they're not going to be obscure films either. They're going to be among the most well-known horror films to exist.
Oh.
In fact,
Also,
a few of these...
Wait, the thing was made in 1982, and he's like, well, the only rebuttal he had to it being conservative was, oh, the COVID-19, conservatives didn't fear COVID-19 as much as the liberals did. Like, something that happened in 2020.
Yeah.
Well, 2019, obviously, with the 19,
Right.
but really in 2020, it's like, so I don't think that really affected the film that was made like a gajillion years earlier than that all that much.
Yeah, it was mostly just like conservatives dismissing it because it had symptoms of the flu. With something like the thing, that would be more comparable to something like Ebola. I'm pretty sure both sides of the political spectrum were really scared about that.
Yeah.
From what I remember,
Any-
yeah.
are actually some of my all-time favorite horror films that are undeniably
Quit
conservative.
cock teasing and get to it.
Let's get started.
Here we go.
Our continuing Beyond Belief series takes a look at mysterious religious practices around the world. Tonight, we take a look at...
We have got to the...
It's fucking cliffhangers at commercial break.
This dude using his damn lapel mic with his hand. We already talked about this last
AIDS 44, sponsor us.
Yeah, also, hang on, guys. I'll be right back in a bit here. Hang on. Yeah.
Oh, I also love his other rebuttal that was pretty hilarious was, what was his other one that he just named? It was, he did the COVID one, and then I forget, he had another really weak one where it was basically like, he names one thing to try and dismiss it and doesn't realize that it's like, that hardly had anything to do with the damn film, Ant.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who signed your mask, Evan?
Harry Hamlin, who played Perseus in the 1981 film Clash of the Titans.
Yep. Nice.
There's also a photo on Instagram holding the head. Oh, he's just standing next to me doing.
So it wasn't the remake with, oh, what's his face?
Sam Worthington.
Yeah, the guy who was in everything for a few years.
Pedro Pascal.
The OG, yes. And it's also really hard to talk in this mask, and I get really sweaty wearing it for long periods of time.
Evan, did you know that they actually got Harry Hamlin back to play Perseus in God of War 2?
And I did know, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, don't
Let's
you
just
kill him?
Yeah, Kratos killed him,
You
yeah.
seek the sisters to kill Zeus. I doubt you can even beat me, Kratos, let alone the king of Olympus.
Yeah, that's him, yeah. They even got fucking Kevin Sorbo to play Hercules in that game.
The game went all out on trying to get all the actors from all of the notable Greek mythology projects from the past.
Dude, the
Yeah.
Hercules boss fight is probably my favorite boss fight in God of War. Just fucking knock down, drag out, beat the shit out of each other, brothers.
Yeah.
Flipping the whole arena over on him.
Yeah.
An entire genre right now. Most religious horror is built on a foundation of conservative belief.
Is it really?
The
I doubt
Exorcist.
that.
I bet he's going to name The Exorcist because it's religious.
Probably.
Well, probably knowing Ant, he might bring up Kevin Smith's conservative horror film in the future.
Oh boy.
The core tenet of this horror is that something
Dogma?
from our
No, Red State.
religious ideologies
Oh,
will come
Dogma
to
is another
hurt
good one that he might mention.
us in our secular world. And the idea is that the modern day is moving too far from the church and too far from religion to notice these demons and monsters as they come at us. To further elaborate, the separation of church and state is a hot-button topic in politics.
Chief Justice Parker appeared on a video podcast.
Oh my god, Ant, fuck, I can hardly see the text at the bottom because it's on a fucking white background. Holy shit.
You got to make the text black in this scenario, and see, I'm arguing. The conservative guy's arguing for more blackness, okay?
Jacob
that just shows
said-
that not Walking Dead, Night of the Living Dead is not anti-conservative just because as a black guy. See, Ant?
Jacob says James Gunn loves watching his wife kiss John Cena. Yeah.
Not
She
only
likes
that,
watching
that's
her
why-
do more than that.
Yeah, like he likes. I'm pretty sure he kept James Momoa around because there was like pictures of James Momoa cucking a bunch of dudes out there. So it's one of the reasons why he probably kept him for Lobo.
He's just like this whenever he's on the Peacemaker set. He's like, continue. Yes. Oh, yes. And he has his other hand doing something else.
Yeah. And Melissa says, let him embarrass himself with shitty horror takes. We're going to let him do just that, Melissa.
Oh, we're going to. But we also got to, illustrate how shitty they are.
Right.
Hosted by a conservative, QAnon-believing, self-proclaimed prophet.
QAnon believing?
God, separation of church and state, or the wrath of a holy God. All right, then. Also, Stan Lee, what are you doing here?
I just love how he's got QAnon
Looks like
believing.
a hungover Stanley.
Yeah.
It's just like
Stanley after watching Fan 4 Stick.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, I know that we always make fun of it whenever you cry QAnon and every, slightly conservative thing, but it's not like a mythical thing. It does exist.
Yeah. Anyway.
And the fact that we have let it go into the possession of others is heartbreaking for those of us who understand, and we know it is for him. And that's why he is calling and equipping people to step back into these mountains right now.
For many years now,
Well,
it's
true
been debated.
believers, when I made Spider-Man, it was whenever he had the greatest religious... He went to a church to get rid of Venom. I couldn't have been more obvious about it. Make America great again.
Excelsior!
Excelsior!
Make America Excelsior again.
Yeah.
Whenever Trump says, I'm gonna come, I say Excelsior whenever I come.
On how much influence religious belief should have on policy creation. The First Amendment protects people both from persecution based on their religion and freedom from other religions. So a hot-button topic is often...
Louisiana's 10 Commandments law raised new concerns over separation of church and state. Oh, whatever.
Well, I mean,
how much
most of the
influence...
a lot of the 10 Commandments are already, at least frowned upon, if not outlawed. I mean, one of them is literally murder. Another one is stealing.
Yeah.
Another one is adultery, which I'm pretty sure there's a lot of shit that goes against that. So, the 10 Commandments, we're kind of halfway there already.
Yeah. Jacob says, Stan Lee, what do you think about Ant?
Well, I think this guy, he gives a bad name to nerds who wear glasses everywhere. If he was in front of me, I'd give him a big old punch like Captain America gave Hitler that one time.
Yeah, anyway.
Should religious belief have in policymaking?
Do you think that the Bible should be taught?
MAGA triggered by question about separation of church
the Young
and
Turks,
state.
a great
Of course it's from the
source of
Young
information.
Turks.
Ah! Fucking Christ.
And
Well, well, to be fair to the Young Turks, they have kind of cleaned up their act over the years.
A little bit. There was also that
Yeah.
recent guy who ended up I think he ended up being a shooter or something, and he had internet videos, and in the reflection of his glasses, you would see the Young Turks playing whenever he was making his videos, and then they had to and they started copyright striking all of his videos based on showing their stuff. That was how they tried to hide it. That this dude who was a super fan of theirs ended up being radicalized by them basically to the point of violence.
Oy vey.
Shank, at least he
part of the
does.
Young Turks?
He is the he did start off there, and he is the nephew of Cenk Uygur, who's the main Young Turks guy.
I heard Sank is pretty mixed on Hassan's reputation overall.
If you see how Hassan fans react, because I go on Reset Era to see how the most insane liberals talk about things. Which, by the way, there's a lot of calls. If you want to talk about calls for violence, holy shit, it's constant on there. They're just somebody assassinate the president. Fuck.
Yeah, leftists are definitely like that.
Oh my gosh.
Even some liberals as well with Destiny. I don't know if Destiny would be a leftist or a liberal, but a lot of leftists are disowning him for some reason.
But as far as the Young Turks thing goes, it's because there's a thread for Hassan on there, and one time he had Cenk on, and they're Cenk is so crazy. He's not even calling out Trump anyway. It was right after Trump had gotten elected. They did some stream together, and they're Cenk's gone off the deep end. He's not even willing to fucking kill Trump anymore. I mean, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, I don't even remember that much about Cenk outside of the fact that he was the one person that pissed off Charlie Kirk when he was still alive. I remember Charlie Kirk got really pissed off at him.
Because he was interrupting a debate between Charlie Kirk and Hassan. He was in the audience, and he kept yelling in and chiming in, and so then Charlie would start arguing with him, and Hassan would be like, "Hey guys, stop fighting."
Yeah.
Which I can kind of understand him in that instance. He should have turned to his uncle and said, "Shut the fuck up. We're trying to have a debate up here. You're not on the stage. Shut up."
Right.
I do.
What about separation of church and state?
I do.
But that's a state school, right? Teaching the Bible.
It is.
And this goes both ways, of course.
The Kennedy speech.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of religious studies out there, especially with universities, and I guess teaching what's good and bad, what's good about the Bible and what doesn't really mesh well with modern society isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think what that MAGA woman said is inherently contradictory, if that makes sense.
In high school, one of the best classes I took, it was an elective, unfortunately. It was Religions of the World, and we learned, a little bit about, it was useful for learning about the differences between different branches of Christianity and what they actually stem from. But also it was a lot of the Zen Buddhism and and a lot of Muslim stuff. And I think it was a liberal teacher, but he actually taught it fairly equally. He's willing to call out any of the violent tendencies of certain religions. I think we all know who we're talking about, but
let me see here. Jacob says Cenk Uygur is still an idiot and wants to do things to horses.
Yeah,
no, him
that's
too?
That's one of his most famous clips. Is he's like, "Well, I believe if the horse is enjoying it, if it's then you should be able to." And he said if he was dictator of the world, he would make bestiality okay or something.
Oh God!
What is it with left wingers and doing that? It was. First, now it's Cenk I'm hearing doing it. I heard about Vosh saying that all the time.
He's got a porn folder. He got caught with a My Little Pony porn folder or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on it.
It was specifically. Yeah, it was specifically like he accidentally right-clicked on Stream and then opened his folder, and it was like a bunch of AI-generated videos of like little girls and like horses.
God,
It was wild.
I shouldn't laugh, but it's so ridiculously like sick that it actually turns around into being funny again.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
Hassan Piker. Now there's a guy. He thinks he's brave he says, what about a genocide? Imagine if I had Spider-Man. Every time that he caught a criminal in New York, he slung his web around them. And they said, Spider-Man, how are you arresting me? There's a genocide going on. That's Hassan Piker's defense for everything. He's a complete wacko. He's more wacko than the leader that the Incredible Hulk bashed and smashed.
Anyway, Melissa also says the people of that state voted for that. Ant is an idiot. Yeah. Melissa also says the modern left trying to claim Jack Kennedy is hilarious. He's nothing like them. He served in the Navy. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so he was gay at least then.
He was first elected as president. Many people feared that because of his Catholic upbringing, he would be a puppet leader for the Pope himself. Now,
what? Come on, that's fucking retarded.
In modern day politics, the big concern seems to be the impact that medicine and religion have upon each other.
Faith-based medical neglect for providers and policymakers. Oh, jeez.
There are some branches of Christianity that are like completely whack, especially like Christian Scientists. Those guys, I don't even think they can be considered like mainstream Christians. But those guys will like, they'll have a kid with stage 4 cancer and just completely ignore it and just think praying the cancer away will do something. I get that, like I get disowning that, and I think a lot of branches of Christianity disown that kind of shit. But like, yeah.
Well, anything can be taken to extreme, yeah, or just outright bastardized. And then I love how though he's almost like 18 minutes into this video and he hasn't talked about a single one of these films. He just keeps diverting into political nonsense.
Right.
And that's why we have to counter so much of it, is because he's actually like just getting into political issues now.
Yeah. Anyway, Jacob says, imagine Hassan Piker interviewing Stanley. Well, thank fuck Stanley's dead, so he'll never have to suffer through him.
Allow doctors to, say, deny care to certain patients should they choose to, or prescribe, let's say, unproven methods to fix a person's problem based purely on religious ideology.
Like feeding puberty blockers or chopping off genitals, to kids. Yeah, that would be a pretty. Oh wait, that's not religious, people.
Yeah.
A substitution for actual medical process. I would argue, no, it's not. Maybe supplemental. Maybe you can go get some faith healing, but then see a doctor to diagnose your problems if that's what you're inclined to do. But again, this is a matter that is a hot-button topic in American politics for many, many years now. Now, this is built into the foundations of horror. The vampire, for example, is a folklore creature who is warded off by crosses. The Golem, one of the first horror films to ever be created, focuses on a Jewish monster.
That looks nothing like Golem.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We want the precious, and by the precious we mean all the money. Smeagol will become a banker, because he's Jewish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, also, it's like, yeah, and the reason that these two films you mentioned are, like, have some religious iconography in them is because, like, the creatures that are the main threats in them are derived from, like, heavily superstitious and religious cultures. So you're really saying nothing special there, okay?
They also are very old. Their stories, even modern vampire stories, they stem from a very old, religiously tied in kind of story.
Yeah, if that, I mean, like, I'd say, most fucking vampires and golems nowadays are pretty damn secular, so yeah.
A religious horror is centered more and more on films like...
Stop!
Oh my God. Dollhouse of the Dead? Never heard of that film, man.
Yeah, never heard of that film, yeah, anyway.
The Exorcist.
Oh, jeez. Here we
I
go.
only named one. It was the one I predicted.
Yeah.
Comprehension is happening to a little girl on this street, in this house.
The original Exorcist is rooted in conservative beliefs.
Is it really?
See, I guess that one just because it is religious, but I don't remember him. Of course, it was, made a very long time ago, so who knows what the hot button issues of the time were, but...
Yeah, Jacob says, I could see this guy being Will Wheaton's best friend. Yeah, pretty much. Melissa says, use Brave for no ads. Melissa, I've tried using it, but it keeps fucking up my computer, so it's unfortunately I'm gonna have to not. Hang on, let me go ask Mom for this, because Mom really loves that movie, and she's actually been to the house where Reagan McNeil got fucked up.
I went to the stairs in D.C. where the guy fell down at the end.
Hey, Mom. We're watching this stupid ass video by Ant, and he's currently talking about The Exorcist, and you've seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that it's a conservative horror film?
It is a true story that happened in St. Louis at a hospital called Election Brothers.
Oh no, would you say it's a conservative horror movie or no?
I cannot.
Would you say it's like steeped in like conservative, like American conservative beliefs?
Yeah.
Politics.
You would?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I know it's a true story. I've been to that hospital.
No, Mom. Whether it's a true story or not is irrelevant. Would you say that the film, regardless of whether it was based off or not, is steeped in American conservatism? Yes or no?
Yes.
Well, you would. Why?
Well, because it has very strong religious overtones in it.
Well, that religion doesn't mean anything in regards to conservative beliefs, Mom.
I mean, it kind of does because it's a tradition. It's more so pushing traditional values.
I would say not so much because of conservatives, but because liberals would probably reject it largely based on that, or say like, "Oh, this element is problematic." Like they've sort of made it that it's not really anything conservatives have even done. It's just like the liberals being so wacko secular, like to the point where they call it problematic to be Christian. That's what kind of like makes it conservative.
Yeah, would you say
keep on moving the goalposts?
No. Yeah, because I mean they're following the the apprentice priest has to go and find the seasoned priest, if you will, to make sure that he's performing the exorcisms correctly. And the mom is so hyper religious that she wants to make sure that she's following all the correct protocol for to make her daughter healthy and to get her well. And so it's very conservative, because he's following all the correct procedures and processes of the exorcism.
Right, what do you guys make of that?
I think she's kind of right with like conservatism always tries to push for traditional values, and that's something that and like religion, it has a lot of traditional values inherently, especially Christianity, which is like religion doesn't inherently mean that it's conservative, like Buddhism or I don't know, Gnosticism. Those are very liberal religions, if that makes sense, where they're kind of pushing for enlightenment and like progressive.
Did you hear what she said? She said Catholicism is
very conservative. It's very rigid.
Yeah. I can see that because Catholicism is tied to like old tradition and like super just like a traditional structure, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Yeah. Well. All right, Ant. We'll give you this one. This one's to you, Ant. So
I mean, he said he would call good films conservative, So, and this is one of the best horror films of all time. And I agree with Melissa Lord though in chat. Exorcist 2 is one of the worst. Exorcist 2 is one of the most mind-numbingly just confusing and just repetitive, boring films you'll ever see. It's just like the Nurse Ratched, like the actress who played Nurse Ratched is like this doctor treating Regan when she's older, and just like flashing lights. Oh, remember that demon? Anyways, we'll have another session tomorrow. And it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, Melissa says 3 is better than 1 though, which 3 is great. That has Patton in it. What's his face? Oh gosh, I can't remember the actor's name now. He played Patton in the 50s movie.
Yeah.
But he's like an old cop in it because it's like 1990, I think around there. And so he like is going to investigate and it has Grima Wormtongue / Chucky.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, Brad Dourif is like the dude he's like interviewing all the time. Great movie. Yeah, Exorcist 3 is great.
Yeah, and another thing that you pointed out earlier with like the left and liberals being so, especially the leftists, where they're like so hyper secular and like against the West that they'll just constantly attack Christianity, and that's kind of why Christianity as a concept is more tied with right lean, the conservatism and the right wing rather than the left. I think it's also because they keep on moving the goalpost for what's like quote unquote basic human decency. And that's kind of why we get people like Richard Dawkins playing defense for Christianity in the wake of something like Islam, where he says he's culturally Christian and he dislikes Islam and he thinks it's a threat to humanity. I believe that was his word.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
It's sort of like, these things that everybody kind of used to agree on, once certain people start moving on and like disagreeing with that, then you make it an issue. It's like we used to all be fine with like Christian values and stuff, and then certain people started to move away, so then it became a political issue later on. Like maybe when The Exorcist came out, that wouldn't even have been a political issue. And then what was the other one I was just thinking of? Oh yeah, this goes to like the whole like, hot characters. Like everybody used to like hot people and things, and then the left started to become like this crazy like, oh, male gaze bad, sexism if you're not 400 pounds, so you can't do that. And it's like then it became an issue. It's like they start these things.
Anyway. So then Jacob here says, "And gonna go crazy with that W." Well, Mom's Theater's kind of retarded, so that W doesn't really mean much.
Wow, we all agreed with her, so he's calling all of us retarded. Wow.
Sorry, guys.
And now make a video, he'll be like, Backseat he's breaking up with his friends? Oh, check out this clip, guys.
Melissa says, Dracula defended Christianity against Islam. Yeah. Anyway.
So, William Peter Blatty was not quiet about.
Vatican responds to Georgetown petition by Exorcist author William Peter. What the? And none of what you bring up makes any fucking sense. Why are you bringing up any of this bullshit? Like, come on, bro.
Not his political beliefs either. So we can point to him and go, yeah, this is a conservative work. This is something I noticed while editing. I just want to point this out. While Blatty was a conservative man, William Friedkin, the director of The Exorcist, was actually apolitical. He was very anti-politics.
What?
Maybe you can call him...
He can't be apolitical. All media is political. Oh.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, so Ant just shot... So if by Ant's logic then... So this guy was apolitical, and that means this film's apolitical. So he just shot his own argument in the damn foot!
Oh, Backseater. Maybe turn down the music a touch.
Alright, my bad.
Yeah, so it's just like...
It was just like this song, it started to get louder.
All art is his main reason for why he's saying all art is political is because the author...
The reason why the music's getting louder is because Backseat is getting angrier. That's how you know.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's like...
Sorry for my long absence. I was making cheesesteaks.
Yeah. Anyway.
His entire argument is for like... His entire argument of all art is political is that it reflects what the author believes, and I guess he could still say this is conservative because the main author was conservative, but the guy who directed the film is apolitical, so any art that he would make on his own would be, by his own definition, apolitical, and not not political at all. So
we can at least
argument works.
Film. We can at
Does
least
not work
argue
at all.
They even say that, like, hey, the film version of it's political is apolitical at least, because the director himself was. Anyway.
Libertarian, but that's a stretch even. He was very much against inserting any politics in his movies, though, of course, while working with Blatty, it was impossible to not have some political ideas in his story.
My feeling was that was explaining to the audience how they should feel about this experience, telling them what this is about, which always seemed to me to be inherent in the story that you wrote. The meaning of that was inherent to me, and anything that stated it suddenly became like we were trying to teach the audience a lesson, which I think is the difference between your approach and mine. And I think if the film is successful...
Yeah, Melissa says, Ant is so dumb, he knows nothing about Catholicism or horror movies. Yeah, pretty much.
It's where your approach and mine both end and meet. You really believe...
What the hell is this guy on about? Is this dude on drugs or some shit? What the hell? Anyway.
That there is a specific meaning on these events. And that the audience...
It's like, it's like, yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, yeah.
I think he's basically long-windedly saying, like, we'll reach the same conclusion even if we have different methods, basically.
Anyway. And Jacob says, Ant really needs to be on FNT. They'll put him in his place, yeah. Let's petition Friday Night Tights to get Ant on as a special guest. Yeah, sound good, guys?
They would like that. They'd probably love to. They'd be laughing a lot, and he'd be like, actually, Superman was successful, guys. And then they'd all come at him with numbers, and he'd just be like, oh, I get it. You got a grift. It's fine. It's like, no, we gave you numbers.
Yeah, like, where are the numbers, Mason? Jacob said, Melissa says, see, even Friedkin knows you shouldn't try to teach the audience a lesson. Exactly, Melissa, yeah.
Must understand it to have a full experience. My feeling is there is a specific meaning to these events that the audience should discover for themselves.
Trusting the audience.
I agree to an extent, Bill. I certainly believe that the film, as it is, delivers a positive message about faith and spirituality.
However, The Exorcist remains one of the all-time greatest horror films because it does something that a lot of storytellers with a political agenda think.
Hang on, Jacob says, how long would it take for Ant to be on the stream till he cries his way out? I don't know. How long do you guys think it would go?
I think he would, like, check out as soon as somebody said, like, you know, retard or gay as an insult or something.
Yeah.
You know, he would just be like, I can't be seen with such hatred. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. Anyway.
Second, it tells a fantastic story. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The Exorcist is one of my all-time favorite horror films and horror novels.
Yeah, you said it a few times now.
It's also a showcase for religious conservative ideology in a time that claimed the need for religion was dead. And it does this by focusing on two stories: a mother trying to figure out what's wrong with her daughter, and a priest losing his faith. In the case of Chris McNeil,
I hate this fucking lo-fi beat he has going over the damn video. I swear to God, why do people even like this damn music? I swear to Christ.
Her daughter Reagan, you know, she's having some problems. She's having like these.
It's not as bad as Jacob Suggs' Cantina band lo-fi music.
Oh my God, I hate that fucking looping track. Yeah, would you? Hang on, I'm asking Ant on Twitter right now. Would you be a guest on Friday Night Tights?
I don't corroborate with bigots.
Yeah, bigots. It's like, well, how do you know they're bigots? What have they done to you, Ant?
Ryan Kinnell said he didn't like the Batman because of black people. I'm not going to be on a show with him. You can't reason with those people. It's like, you know, he gave that an 8 out of 10, right? He's, well, it doesn't matter.
I am surprised that he doesn't have you blocked on Twitter, Backseater.
Yeah.
With all the squabbles you guys got into.
No,
Yeah,
he'll just
pretty
respond endlessly while pretending that he has more of a life.
Yeah, anyway.
Weird fits, she's saying some weird things, her behavior's changing. She's taking her daughter to every single doctor, the thing that she's told she should do, and none of the experts can figure out.
You're sorry! Jesus Christ, 88 doctors, and all you can tell me with all of your bullshit is...
I got 88
Scans of her
doctors, but a
brain.
bitch
Oh, there's
ain't
no-
one. Hit me.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway. Next.
Lesions here. Behaviorists talk to her. There's nothing they can tell. They hypnotize her. Nothing.
There's a creative.
Come on! Fucking ads!
Backseater needs to pay for YouTube Premium.
I am not paying for that
Part
shit.
of being a YouTube content responder.
Oh, whatever.
Finally.
You ever heard of exorcism? It has worked. The victim's belief in possession is what helped cause it. So in that same way that belief in the power of exorcism can make it disappear.
Okay, she has this delusion that she's possessed. Let's bring a priest in to perform an exorcism. It's this old ritual.
Let me see here. Jacob asks, how long would it take for Ant to be on the stream till he cries his way out? How long do you guys think Ant would last on FNT?
Depend which subjects they're covering, but it could be, I would give it like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like that one stream where Dean Withers and Nick Fuentes were debating. Yeah.
Anyway.
Which one of them quit out? Was it Dean Withers?
Yeah, I think it was Dean Withers. Dean Withers got super pissed off with Nick Fuentes, and he was like laughing the entire time.
I wonder if Nick Fuentes said, oh, what was that pen that Dean Withers had? It was like,
An anxiety pen.
yes, the anxiety pen. Where he was like, oh, respect my anxiety pen. He like freaked out about it. He's like, it's an anxiety pen, and it's very legitimate. You will respect my anxiety pen. Because somebody was giving him shit over it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, mods, ban him.
Yeah.
And his friend on the stream is like, oh, justified crash out. Like, he was like trying to justify it in real time so he knew how fucking cringe it looked.
Yeah. Anyway.
The church is embarrassed by it. It's outdated. It's the old ways. It's dumb. It's stupid. But it might be able to be a good shock therapy for your daughter. And so she seeks out an exorcist, which leads to the second part of the film. Father Karras. Father Karras is a priest who has kind of lost his faith. He's a therapist. He works on a college campus.
He's just going to explain the plot of The Exorcist now.
Yes, he's pretty much doing that at this point.
He's like,
Strap
I'm
in,
Wikipedia, The
folks.
Exorcist now.
Extremely ill and old, and he has the old Italian Catholic guilt thing going, where he blames himself for everything that goes wrong with his mother. And his family kind of blames him too. And his mom kind of blames him too.
Holy shit, Ant, stop fucking brushing your hair. Goddamn, bro.
Again, just like an Italian Catholic
and have a
family.
shit-eating grin.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much Ant's go-to fucking motion or whatever the hell.
Back here, I'm really happy with myself.
The thing is, the mother does pass away. And at his deepest level of grief...
Spoiler alert.
Chris McNeil comes and asks for him to perform an exorcism on her daughter. Neither of the two are in a position to believe the old ways are beneficial, but the old ways are what ultimately saves Reagan's soul. The reason The Exorcist works so well while other stories fail is that it's a very human narrative, focused on actual human fears.
Not
Oh,
like a
yeah, human
Chewbacca
fears.
Lee story, you know.
Yeah, human fears. Like, my daughter might be possessed by a demon. Yeah, that's a real human fear right there. Jacob, when the crew's roasting Pedro Pascal, Dean would be like, respect.
He'd be like, X-Ray Girl, if you were here right now, I would be groping the shit out of you, and it would not be problematic because it would be for my anxiety. I would be able to motorboat you. And she'd be like, oh no.
In worship, barely
Ryan
factor
would
into
just
it.
be like, this is literally more sexist than anything I've ever done. What the fuck?
Yeah, Briscoe says Ant looks like a rejected Rosie O'Donnell clone.
He looks like the lo-fi, like smoothed out version of her, like, you know, whenever she turns on too many filters, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to get Briscoe on here anyway.
They do. I mean, it's all about priests and the church and all that, but it's the fear of a changing society. It's the fear of a mother not being able to take care of her daughter. It's the fear of a man who did something he felt.
Yeah, because as we all know, liberals don't care about their daughters and shit.
He's conceding all these points. He's like, conservatives are the only ones who are religious. Conservatives are the only one who care about their daughters, I guess. Conservatives are the only... It's like you're conceding all these things that a lot of people agree with, just like conservatives without them even asking.
Yeah,
pretty much. Same as like the hot women argument. Whenever they're like, boobs are bad, it's like, you really want to give that to a political party? I'm pretty sure they're going to win every election if they become the only party that likes boobs.
Yeah. Jacob says Rosie O'Donnell has wet brain also. Yeah, she does, Jacob. Yeah.
Trump was giving the Irish prime minister all these jokes about Rosie O'Donnell because she moved there. He's like, oh, you didn't get such a good one, that one. I'd apologize for that one.
Anyway.
Was good, and that good path is leading him into failure and into misery. This isn't a film preaching ideas, it's a film...
Holy shit, and this is why you should stop brushing your hair in the...
He's like, I got a Superman curl up front now, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Injecting fear, and putting the fear into human scenarios to make it more intimate to an audience. It should be noted that while Blatty himself was a conservative Catholic, religious reaction was a little more mixed, best summarized by this abstract from Amy C. Chambers.
Stop doing the cutaways to your creeper avatar.
Yeah, what the fuck, yeah.
Science and Superstition, Religious Outrage, Horrific Science, and The Exorcist. And I quote, The Exorcist created media frenzy in 1973, with increased reports in the popular press of demonic possession, audience members convulsing and vomiting at screenings, and apparent religious and specifically Catholic moral outrage.
Oh my god.
My favorite with that sort of thing is whenever people go to like a ghost house or like get a tour of something haunted, and there's always that one person who wants attention who is like, oh, I felt something. Oh, it's crazy. It's like, no, you didn't. Shut up. We're moving on to the tour.
No, you did not. Yeah.
However, the official Catholic response to The Exorcist was not as reactionary as the press claimed. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops' Office of Film and Broadcasting officially and publicly condemned the film as being unsuitable for a wide audience, but reviews produced for the office by priests and lay Catholics and correspondence between the Vatican and the USCCB show that the Church at least notionally interpreted it as a positive response to the power of faith. Warner Brothers Studio, however, were keen to promote stories of religious outrage to boost sales and news coverage, a marketing strategy that actively contradicted Friedkin's respectful and collaborative approach to working with both religious communities and medical professionals. Reports of Catholic outrage were a means of promoting The Exorcist rather than an accurate reflection of the Catholic Church's nuanced response to the film and its scientific and religious content. It should also be noted, however...
Cool, what the fuck does any of this have to do with anything? God, this video is so boring. Oh my god. Jacob said... Whatever.
Also, I got a really spooky profile picture. You see it?
Hold on.
Oh, I gotta make this full.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's Pennywise, the dancing clown. He's eating another child. Oh wait, no, that's Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Where did you find such an image?
You don't want to know
it on YouTube.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Any old guys who want an easy Halloween costume, just put on a suit and act like Joe Biden.
Yeah. Jacob says, imagine Ant on drugs. God, oh, Jesus Christ, that sucked. God, this whole
he got
video's...
high and started, like, espousing, like, you know, the crazy philosophical shit that, you know, high people sometimes do.
Yeah.
He would be, like, the ultra left-wing version. He'd be like, man, like, you understand, like, everything is so, like, political and stuff, you know, and it's all left wing. And like One Piece, let me tell you for the next 6 hours about how it's left wing. It's just like be the most annoying person ever.
Yeah. Christ, this video, Christ, we're fucking like 25 minutes into the damn video, and this whole thing's been nothing so far. Christ on a bike, Ant.
That potentially spreading the word about exorcisms may have had a net negative for society, and we'll get to that later. Arguably the most successful modern religious horror film series is the Conjuring franchise, which turns the famous Warren family from a group of con artists into essentially superheroes of paranormal investigators. The only stand between us and the forces of hell itself. Again, some of the Conjuring series is excellent. It's a fun franchise horror series. It's also extremely conservative.
Has anyone here even seen The Conjuring? Because I'm willing to bet no, it isn't.
1 and 2. I mean, again, it's just like religious. I think he just considers anything religious as super conservative. It's not like they're saying any particular political belief, and it's another period piece. So it's not like they have a Nixon button on their lapel or something.
Oh my god. Let's see here. We got Jacob saying Ant doing celebrity interviews would be funny.
Ant's really giving like liberals a bad name because he seems to just do like normal shit as conservative. He's just like, they have families and they're religious. So conservative.
Yeah, because as we all know, liberals never have families or are religious. No.
I mean, look at Destiny. Look.
True.
He is not religious, and his family is a pile of dog shit. So.
Yeah. And we got Briscoe saying, John, do an impression of Ant on speed.
Backseat, you're bigoted because you're bigoted, and you're so fucking you're so crazy, man. And like Ryan Kittle, he hates black people. He hates black people so much that he hated Batman just because they have black people in it. You know, he gave it an 8 out of 10, but I don't believe it 8 out of 10 is really that good. I mean, I think like 8 out of 10 is like kind of the minimum grade. I only give something 7 out of 10, even if I fucking hate it. Come on.
Perfect.
I think it's because I'm so used to like left-wing content creators being like so inflammatory, like Destiny or Hassan being like, you should kill conservatives, and like trust me, bro. We're like, and what?
Anyway,
that's like such a stark contrast with what Ant is doing, where he's like a lot more composed and he tries his best to be good faith, or at least present himself as good faith. Where like when he's like talking calmly, it's really hard. It was really hard for me on the first watch to like really catch when he was misrepresenting a point. And now that like people like Backseater and John are like really pointing that out, I can see why they dislike him so much.
Well, and he tries to like sneak it in. Yeah, it's like the fake civility. Well, it is like civility, but it's like he sneaks in the same like sort of probes and misinformation, but he does it under like a veil of like he's just kind of mentioning it on the side real quick. He tries to like sneak it in there. It's like, whereas the other guys, they're like, fucking spill their capitalist blood because they believe in killing all the women to save these fetuses. Ah! It's like, that's a lot easier to like see it outright. Whereas he's just like, oh, by a side note, like conservatives want to kill babies, or you know, it's like.
Yeah, and he's also like, you know, like right now he's just being like real boring as shit. Like he is not giving me anything I can fucking work with. This is just mind numbing. This video is, man.
Have this folksy
Speaking
Americana.
of violent leftists, I do have to relay an event. I got blocked by John Roca today.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was yesterday because
it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. He was all like, you know, oh, we need to follow these ICE agents home. Great job. And I was like, Roca supporting domestic terrorism. And then he blocked me immediately after that response. And then like I responded to one of his dudes that was like agreeing with him. And I'm like, oh, you support domestic terrorism too. Thanks. He's doxing people. And he's like, and he responded to me, and Roca's just like, don't respond to him. He's a clown. It's like, you didn't have any response, Roca. You could only block. You idiot.
We got
boys.
Sword boys. We got Jacob saying Ant should pair up with that guy from Variety who asked if Agatha was the gayest Marvel show. Oh, yes, he should, Jacob. Yes, he should. They can both be the next power couple.
Are you the gayest content creator on YouTube, Ant?
Oh, yes, I am. Indeed, I am. Even though I'm married with a kid, but yes, I'm very gay.
Is it gonna be the gayest kid ever? I hope you're planning on transitioning it. How young do you plan?
Oh, very, very young. Yeah, like even before he's a year old. Yeah.
I remember it was Nux who was making. He had one of those funniest moments where he was talking about like, man, these people really try to out-weird each other. They're like, I believe you should transition at 8 years old. And they're like, oh, 8 years old? So old. You're so intolerant. It should be 6 years old. He's like they're trying to out-weird each other.
Yeah, anyway.
Ed and Lorraine Warren are so charming and lovely in these films. Again, completely at odds with their real-life counterparts, who I repeat,
have you
were
talked with
proven
them?
con artists. There's a...
What was that, John?
Has he talked with Ed and Lorraine Warren in real life? Like, maybe they are just very nice people.
Yeah.
If they were con artists, that probably would help with being a con artist, is that you're very polite and like a good person to the people that you're talking with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love and family between them and their daughter and the people they help. They're straight out of a Norman Rockwell painting. They also have the backing of the Catholic Church, who aren't covering up scandals about priests or any of that. What are you talking about? No. They're working tirelessly to protect us from the demons.
Bro, two things can happen at once. The Catholic Church is a pretty big organization. Like, you can't just discount any of the good that they do. And I'm not talking about, like, demon fighting. I'm talking about, like, charity work and shit. Like, yeah, they had pedo priests and they did some evil shit. But, like... that's kind of like saying like, oh, the U.S. government did this bad thing, so now we have to like we can't acknowledge anything good that it's ever done. It's like big organizations are going to have good and bad in them. And like, I'm pretty sure the Warrens weren't really related to any sort of like pedo priest.
Yeah, we got Jacob saying, Roka's like, this guy's a Nazi, don't respond to him. Yeah, pretty much.
He's a fucking Nazi. My brothers and I know that.
Yeah, we got Melissa saying, I have a Myers mask also. Mine is not signed, but is old and from 2003. Yeah, pretty much.
The signature is from John Carpenter, and this is from Tommy Lee Wallace.
Which Michael Myers was he? Or wait, was he the original one of the kids?
No, he was the Michael with the closet scene in the first movie. He also directed Season of the Witch.
The
And
music video
the
for Season
original,
of the Witch.
Hit movies with Tim Curry.
Ah, the TV movie.
Anyway, next.
Logging all this information. They're like SHIELD to the Avengers in this
What?
series. And you know what? Again, it's done often very well.
Yeah, Melissa also says, OMG, fuck you, lol, yours is must better, yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Oh, so we keep coming back to it. It's a showcase of monsters. We get to see these characters who we actually do care about confronting the forces of evil. And we get to see some villains who have become icons in the 2010s and still are icons to this day. Some modern religious horror has actually gone out of its way
in the 2010s to this day. The 2010s is pretty recent, dude. That's not that impressive.
Yeah.
It's like it was iconic all the way back in 2014. That's crazy.
Crazy, bro. Anyway.
Construct these institutions of power. A great example would be this year in 2024, where we got both Immaculate.
Hang on, Melissa says, Wallace directed 3 and was set designer on 1 and 2. There it is.
Ooh, I need to watch Sweeney and Immaculate.
And the first Omen.
What?
Both of
No, I was just cheering for Cindy Sweeney's parents.
Oh yeah, I think the only thing I've seen of that movie is whenever she was in some water with her tits up.
So you search for the more important details, John.
I didn't search. People put GIFs in comment sections and shit. I just happened to run across it. People tend to put a lot of GIFs of Sydney Sweeney from various works. I'm guessing. I think she was in like a nunnish outfit in that one, so I'm guessing it was from that movie.
Yeah, she was.
Anyway, next.
So it's hard to imagine Sydney Sweeney as a nun, especially the Sydney Sweeney how we picture her.
That would be a crime against humanity. If she swore a vow of chastity, that would just be a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
All the kids would misbehave in school, just get slapped by her ruler. She'd be like, bad boy. They'd be like, thank you, man. May I have another?
Yeah. Anyway.
Both of which were films that criticized the church for their abusive power structures that strip people of their autonomy, often bodily autonomy. But these are few and far between. Some films almost break away from this conservative ideology, only to at the last second veer right back in. And a great example of this is The Last Exorcism, which starts off by showing someone who exposes exorcisms and possessions as fraudulent or delusional. The film focuses on one possession, which ultimately proves to be less a possession and more a traumatized girl experiencing this intense delusion. It's honestly a really great, really grounded exorcism movie that shows, it's not always possession. Until the end, where we veer right back into the supernatural and go, actually, demons
Awesome
were involved
twist.
with everything. And there's
Nice. Fucking badass. Sweet.
satanic cult. By the way, we'll get to satanic cults more in detail later. Just pin that in the back.
yeah.
And they're causing all the problems, and it's all real. Demons are real, and the guy was wrong all of his life for trying to prove they were wrong.
All of it.
And
Jedi,
it
the Force.
does the
That's
ultimate
quoting the
fence-sitting
great
thing I
film
can't
Force Awakens,
fucking stand,
everybody.
where it goes, hey, here's a cool idea. We're going in this new direction. Oops, nope, we're going back to the tropes because that's what you like. That's what you're familiar with. And it completely undercuts.
Like, a last-minute twist is not the same as, like, The Exorcist doing it the whole way. Like, it's just a twist.
Just all the cool stuff it set up. Oh, I hate that. It's so annoying.
Okay, and, like, what's the alternative there? Like, you're saying, like, it's so horrible that they did it. Like, the alternative would just be like, oh, hey, you're mentally messed up, so here's some pills, take these 3 times a week, and you should be all good by the end. Like, this sounds like a really fucking boring ending if they don't throw in some sort of twist back to, like, something, demonic or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
This is him smiling for his school photo, by the way.
In the ass. Again, this is what happens when I do it both ways. Do you want to criticize the modern day institutions of exorcisms, or do you want to just make an exorcism story from the old ways? Choose one. You can't do both.
Well, who are you to say they can't do both?
Sounds like they did, actually, so.
Yeah. Hang on, Jacob says, I could see Ant making a video defending Pedro Pascal's mustache. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's my profile picture is also I changed it to something even more spooky, which is a visual representation of Anthony whenever he talks about Disney, Star Wars, or Pedro Pascal. He's a shill. He gets that money.
Yeah.
I'm not a grifter as the gold coins spill out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Ants defend Pedro Pascal so religiously.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Disney shill.
Disney shill.
Unless
Ant did win shill of the week at one point.
Yes, I remember that stream.
Yeah, and he was all like, it's like, this doesn't bother me. It's like, yes it does, otherwise you just ignore it, motherfucker. Anyway.
You are the
So
exorcism.
what is kind of surreal seeing Ant interact with Melvin?
Yeah.
That would
Also,
be so funny.
Like, I imagine this is like I thought this was like Backseat is like ultimate envisionment. Melvin versus Ant. A clash of the titans.
yeah. No, my ultimate envisionment is to, like, literally, like, fight Ant in a goddamn wrestling match, and I obviously kick his ass.
What? You wouldn't want a twist?
Twist what?
I don't know, like 20
His
shills
nipples.
come in and start beating you up. Isn't that like a wrestling thing that happens? Like, bunch of people come in and, like, after he's lost the official match, they come in and start, like, dragging him up.
Well, it's just you have to envision someone like Ant or Backseat or having a stable behind them.
Yeah.
In case he might have you on the sidelines, he might have a Solar or SK or whoever he has at the moment as the Backstreet Boys, and Ant has whoever he has on his corner, like DJ, Singing Reaper, Chaotic Zero.
Well, see, Evan they would think that he's on their side because he's like made all these clips, like, you know, exposing us and everything.
Yeah.
But then he would like tear off one of his Halloween masks into the other and be like, I'm actually with them. And all of his celebrity friends come in and start beating up the bad guys.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he switched sides. His theme music changes.
Yeah. Evan's the third man! Anyway. Jacob says Ant is like the shape of his mustache really brings down the masculine energy within him. Yeah. Anyway.
Said the Virgin Mary spoke to her in the middle of a field.
Yes,
And do you believe her?
I believe Emily spoke the truth.
Director Scott Derrickson is a man of faith, and his religious belief informs much of what he creates. Politically, it's unclear where Derrickson exactly falls. He has been criticized by the left.
William Ripke says Backseater versus the Sex-Splains. You know, I actually was thinking about making a big move recently, and I was thinking we basically debate Sex-Splained. I was legit thinking we should have a debate with Sex-Splained. That's been the biggest move I've been planning for a while.
How would you get that?
You'll be able to conjure that, Backseater.
I don't know. We're gonna need one of you guys, not me, because I'm too high profile. We're gonna need either John or Evan to contact Alex and Molly to like, hey, we want a discussion, not frame it as a debate, but a discussion to sort of like tease them in, basically.
Discuss me, bro. Doesn't
Yeah,
have the same
discuss
ring.
me, bro. Yeah.
This is so disgusting.
Yeah.
For portraying the Ancient One in his Doctor Strange movie, who is a Tibetan man, the Ancient One, as a white woman. Now, that's kind of faded away as...
Are we talking about this now?
That was a big point of criticism for a while.
Sounds like
But
sexism
he's
if anybody's
also
against that. Why can't she be a woman?
To be fair, there were a lot of race changes in the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, and they sucked.
They made Mordo, who was originally Asian, or Asian-inspired in the comics, into a black guy. And of course, they made the Ancient One from a East Asian guy to a white woman. Like, why would you make that change?
No, Mordo's white, Evan. Mordo's white. Anyway.
I always thought he was Asian.
Nah, he just has like really narrow eyes.
Should get Bella Ramsey to be the next Doctor Who. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Don't even suggest that idea. Don't give Marvel ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
However,
Buzz Lightyear movie.
I did hear that Marvel's definitely looking at Bella Ramsey to be the next Black Cat.
Oh,
what?
God.
To be Felicia Hardy.
No.
Who?
Black Cat. Spider-Man's like Catwoman, basically.
Oh, no.
No, I know, but which actress?
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey.
Potato Head.
That
Buzz Light-
shit, no.
Yeah, I have her as my profile picture right now.
Bella Ramsey James, yeah. She'd be like, I'm gonna be a cat.
Fuck. Jacob says both Alex and Ant can't satisfy Molly Damon. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, her man
Besides
legs would crush
Trump.
either one of those soy boys.
Comparing him to Hitler and Stalin. So clearly, he's
What?
not aligned with modern Republican belief. But he's also probably not super far on the left either. He's somewhere in that nebulous middle area, like most people are.
Oh, you mean he's a centrist? It's like how nebulous, the center of the political aisle. Wow.
I think it's because he's able to...
in the middle myself, I get frequently called middle ground Mandy.
Yeah.
Well,
Most
and it's
people
like,
do that.
you can be middle ground often just means like you don't perfectly align on every single issue, which the issues being completely separate makes that very possible. It's like oh, I think you should have less guns, but I also don't believe in abortion. Like, those are two completely unrelated things, and yet like you feel like people think you want to align on everything.
Anyway.
strike a balance with that. That the Exorcism of Emily Rose, an adaptation of the true story of Anneliese Mitchell, a young German woman who, in the mid-70s, was believed to have been possessed, He adapts that story quite well.
I had no interest in trying to persuade people to think my way. I wanted people to watch this film, be scared, be entertained, and at the end of the movie, to be provoked to think about these things more deeply, and in the end to decide for themselves what they
Who's
believe.
this guy?
Now, I am going to
looks like a soy boy, but he's speaking.
That is a very fair assessment.
Yeah, he's like, he looks like a soy boy. Like upon first glance, I'd be like, oh, this guy. But then you actually listen to what he says, and he's like, oh, you actually make sense. You don't want to preach to people. Good for you.
He seems more like a guy, not as a soy boy, but more like a daytime owner of a comic book store.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like coffee shop, like snap poetry kind of dude.
I kind of see it too, especially with the glasses.
Yeah.
Jacob says, imagine Bella Ramsey as Rogue or Kitty Pryde.
No, I refuse, Jacob.
I refuse to do this, mainly because Kitty Pryde is canonically Jewish, so I would rather have a Jewish actress portray her, get to be as accurate as possible. And as for Rogue, come on, I think we obviously know why Bella Ramsey can't be Rogue.
Talk about the Annalise Mitchell
So you don't have the cake?
case, and this is true,
Look,
but I'm going to tell you his deal.
So you took the words out of my mouth, John.
Okay.
Annalise came from a conservative family. While in university,
Also, damn,
she started
woman.
entering into bizarre fits and trances that led to both
Oh,
Annalise
Backseater,
and
that's
her
a man.
family to believe.
Oh, no, it is not.
I mean, it's kind
That
of hard
she-
to tell, really. I mean, the smile looks rather feminine.
No, I'm joking.
The
Because
hair
now
is feminine either, because I know guys with like very similar hairstyles, like very chin length style to the side. So,
Well, Evan, I was just making a joke at Backseater's expense because of what you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
referencing.
no,
So now every time that he shows any interest in a woman, I'll just be like, "Oh, that's a transsexual."
and we know how easily Backseater gets hook, line, and sinker when it comes to
Anyway.
was possessed. This
Okay.
convinced the
Well,
Catholic
also
Church to
hard-
intervene. During a staggering 67 exorcisms performed in about 7 months, Annalise stopped eating and drinking. She went from a fairly healthy weight to 67 pounds.
Just give her a sandwich. She'll be fine.
Her bones were fractured. Her body was just in awful condition, malnourished.
And let me ask you, why should I even care about any of this crap? I thought we were talking about right-wing horror movies here.
The courts ruled that both Annalise's family and the Catholic Church were responsible for her death in a case of negligent homicide.
It's like that fucking meme with the cat and the lady screaming like, "You did this!" And they're like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the one where she's getting held back and she's like,
Yeah.
and then the cat's just like,
yeah.
I feel like that's Backseater with any of Ant's fans.
Yes,
It's just
pretty
like,
much.
"You're toxic," and he's just sitting at the table like,
Yeah.
They were trying to convince Annalise that she was possessed, and they were convinced that she was possessed, but in doing so, allowed her to die. You might be thinking,
Wah,
well, what if
wah.
Annalise was possessed? I
Rest
heard the
in
audio, and I'm going to play some
spaghetti,
right now.
never
She sounds
forgetty.
possessed.
she sounds like the Inception trailer.
Yeah.
Mama Jeezy? What? It sounded like AOL dial-up for a second. It was like, oh, I'm sorry. A young woman died. We're clearly making fun of that, and not the funny noises.
it almost sounds like they shoved a camera right up inside her colon, and then just recorded the sounds from the inside.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It does sound like my stomach some days, you know, after you eat the Arby's Big Beef with the spicy sauce, you're just like,
Yeah, it sounds like, what the hell is that name of that channel? The political cartoon, Freedom.
Whenever I enjoys Arby's, and all of my friends give me hell for it.
Sounds like Freedom Tunes' like voice they use for Kamala Harris. We're like, no, I don't wanna do this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't listened to them too much, mainly because their Trump impersonator is horrible.
Yeah, anyway. I don't wanna watch any more of it. Anyway.
This is like us with Anfidios.
Yeah.
Every time Backseat
I
posts
left
a new one, that's actually the recording from our Discord.
Yeah.
Got a key detail, very deliberately. Annalise had epilepsy. All of Annalise's
More like
hallucinations, seizures,
analopsy.
delusions, behaviors could be traced to epilepsy, especially if the medicine she was taking was no longer having an effect, as was the case with a lot of these older medicines. They kind of wore off after a while, or your body became immune to them in some way. And again, modern medicine would be able to detect this and fix this right away, but it's the 70s. Don't really have that. And all of this happened very quickly, so people weren't even able to diagnose her. Except they were, and the family ignored the diagnoses. Again, the family was
Jacob
from an extreme...
says, sorry, Jacob. Sorry, I'm not reading the chat as much as I'm used to. Black Cat should be Sydney Sweeney. Yes!
That and Power Girl.
Yep.
I don't care that Power Girl is an alternate universe version of the Millie Alcock character. Fuck it, she has bigger boobs than Supergirl in the comics all the time, so who cares?
Anyway.
Extremely conservative part of Germany, like extremely conservative. They thought that Vatican II was a bad idea, which changed the masses from being in Latin to English. So they were really conservative. And so when they saw a sign of God, they acted. They insisted that they could see their daughter manifest stigmata. They could smell sulfur around her. They all claimed they saw the Virgin Mary or felt the Virgin Mary's presence come to Annalise.
Alright, cool,
but
retards.
That's all probably part of a shared delusion that they had.
Hang on, Jacob says, I could see Sydney Sweeney as Vicky Vale.
I'm not really feeling it.
No. Oh, and with either of these Black Cat or Power Girl things, the most important thing also is don't change the outfit.
Yeah.
In the Spider-Man PS2, in the Spider-Man like PS4 game, they made Black Cat like they took away her cleavage, which is just a travesty.
Yeah. Anyway.
They were so convinced of what they saw that any sign.
Margaret Qualley as Rogue, and I can also see that working as well.
Yeah, she's kind of skinny though. Anyways.
I know
felt like confirmation.
Said he wanted to be Rogue, and it definitely seems like Marvel would try to do that, but...
Oh yeah, Feige would do that because he's an idiot.
Information. That's my belief, and that's what the court's belief was. Now, the church, it's hard to say what the church believes. I do know that the church made it much harder to perform exorcisms to avoid a situation like this again, which was both a tragedy and a horrible controversy for the church. But Annalise Mitchell...
Yeah, William Ripke says Sydney should be White Queen. Yeah, pretty much.
...family, until their dying day, firmly believed Annalise
she can play...
was possessed.
Due to her recent marketing campaign, she could be best genist in the My Hero Academia movie.
Yeah.
And I don't even care that he's a man in the comics. I'm just making a joke about her jeans ad and the fact that he controls like denim all the time.
Yeah.
That's what medical people said. They believed it so firmly they brought it with them to the grave. And they believed that their actions saved their daughter's immortal soul. I clearly do not believe this. But I also wouldn't have made The Exorcism of Emily Rose with the sort of humanity that Derrickson does if I made it. And it's a good thing I didn't make it, because quite frankly, I'm not the right person to make that story. But Derrickson was.
You're not the right person
he
for
was
any
the
story,
perfect
you
filmmaker
fucking
for it.
retard.
Yeah, by the way, Ant, where's your fucking book, speaking of? Where
It'll
is
come out
it?
the same time as Grums's video game.
Yeah.
There, I'm being politically neutral. I used a left and a right wing example of actual grifters, Ant.
Yeah, anyway.
This because he balances the spectacle of the exorcism and what could have been with the medical reality of Emily's condition. And the film shows the court make its decision that also chooses not to confirm or deny through the text or narrative.
Jacob says this is yes, Jacob, this is a bookshelf of crap he never read. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, books I kind of recognize is Pet Cemetery on his right shoulder there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Whether or not Emily was possessed. But they do confirm that Emily and her family...
Oh, they do confirm Emily and her family were from Riot Games.
believed Emily was possessed.
You will suffer greatly, but through you, many will come to see that the realm of the spirits is real.
Dexter's
It's all
sister?
told to the framing device of the...
I don't know, man.
That might be Deborah from Dexter. Wait, what's that
Ooh.
last exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah, it was, yeah.
Sorry, the exorcism of Emily.
Yeah,
Rose.
Exorcism Emily Rose, yeah.
Of Emily. I'm just gonna IMDb it. You can continue the video. Sorry.
All right.
The quartz drama.
Hang on. Also, we got Jacob saying, and would be that idiot who would fall in love with a stripper after one night at the club. Yeah, pretty much. It's probably how he met his wife.
So
okay, I'm pretty sure
we're
that is
told
her.
one
Jennifer
side.
Carpenter. She was in Dexter as Deborah Morgan. Yes.
Yep, we called it. Anyway.
Yes, while that side's more spectacular, more visually interesting, the court does offer its contradictory idea, and it's pretty compelling. That being said, it's not a choice that's without criticism. Look, I'm just going to rephrase what I said right here, because while editing, I realized that I don't know what the fuck I was talking about here.
Well,
I
for
wish
once
you
he
did that
realized
more,
it.
Ant.
I wish you would.
Yeah.
Film and many other exorcism movies helped create a resurgence of hoaxes, of fake exorcists who would provide themselves as a remedy for any problem.
You say you've done 40,000 exorcisms over a career of 40
Oh, I wish
and,
I was
and Wilt
watching.
Chamberlain says he's banged 20,000 women, so you're always gonna get idiots who claim ridiculous shit.
Oh, I wish I was watching Dr. Phil right now. He's way more entertaining than
And
Ant.
you're an illegal immigrant gangster rapist, and you think you're a Maryland man? And he's like, yeah, see.
Yeah. Jacob says, Aunt ask her on a date, she never comes, but wait till 6 a.m. And the waiter's like, can I go home now? And Aunt is like, she going to be here, I swear.
Oh, she never comes. That I thought you were talking about a different way of coming.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd like another water, please, because he's too cheap to like order anything.
Yeah.
More water and bread, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, your kid is having a weird fever? He might have a demon inside of him. Oh, your child is having autism? That means demons will come over and will
I mean, I'm as an autistic person, I am pretty demonic, so it's probably right there.
Hang on, Backseater, by the way, I know you needed your daily redose here.
Thank you, John.
Sim, Salasim.
It powers me up and shit. Anyway.
Perform 75 Hail Marys over him, and that'll just solve his autism for you.
What seminary did you go through?
Well, I did
How funny
online
would it be
study,
if one of these actually
and
worked out? The kid's like autistic, and then they get over it after one of these, and they're just like, oh.
I guess he really was.
He did 40,000. I'm sure some of the kids got better. They couldn't have all like died or just like.
I mean, that's 40,000. That's a large ass pool.
The law of averages. You're gonna get lucky a few times. I mean.
Yeah. Anyway, fucking Christ.
by
Chick next to him has
correspondence?
the biggest eyebrows ever, by the way.
Look at this. And she couldn't be any more disinterested. She's literally being this whole video so far, yeah. Like I'm just gonna look at my phone.
He's too busy being a PlayStation shill here. I would never do that. It's not like I have a light up PlayStation symbols where my pumpkins are right now.
Christ.
and was able to complete it that way because I don't have the ability to just sit one place at one time.
Oh, I think I know that guy.
But
yeah, I do know that guy. He actually runs like a shitty YouTube channel. Yeah. Anyway.
A lot of people who are desperate and who may not be educated on the sciences of a certain situation and may have a religious belief system might be inclined to fall for these snake oil salesmen who are providing a miracle cure for their child's problem or a relative's problem. This is something that's been done for years.
I'm just
but
picturing you could put Exorcist clips and copy paste Boogie into a lot of them. He's just like, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. I'm in a tremendous amount of pain.
Yeah.
Exorcism of Emily Rose helped lend credence to the idea that these snake oil salesmen were correct. And I want to point out again that after the Annalise Mitchell case,
father.
Yeah. Your mother sucks tipples in hell. Yeah.
They're just like
The
after
Catholic was actually a show on Shudder that actually explored the idea of a fake exorcist who does like this fake reality show that he goes around exercising victims pretending to be possessed, but when it's called them to do like a real exorcism with a real demon, he's just pulling all the stuff out of his ass to try to make it work.
Yeah, just hope for the best. Yeah.
And the demon's probably like, I know you've been faking the whole time.
Anyway.
I'm just laughing at like, you know, the doctor or the priest comes out of the room after like examining Boogie or even like examining Asmongold's dirty ass room, and he's just like, I've done 20,000 exorcisms. I've never seen evil such as this. He's like, so many Dr. Pepper cans in that room. Aha.
The cleansing hour. The cleansing hour. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
the church demanded a lot more before they'd send an exorcism anywhere. And there's a lot of standards for the Catholic Church now for the exorcisms. The possessed have to demonstrate knowledge that they should have no way of knowing. They have to have a supernatural event occur around them. And there's like a point system. It's very...
A point system? So is there like a scoreboard?
I'm picturing like this 6-year-old like starts doing calculus and they're just like, oh my gosh, we need an exorcist.
Yeah.
It's like you have knowledge you're not supposed to have yet.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tough to qualify for a Jesuit exorcist.
A liberal
ritual.
kid.
Most
Yeah.
Fucking California liberal kid is like, there are only 2 genders. They're like, what's wrong with this kid? Call the exorcist.
Yeah.
of these hucksters, they just kind of show up. They say, "Oh, we can perform an exorcism for you," and they charge through the teeth. They charge a ridiculous amount of money for ultimately just waving their hands and quoting a movie that everyone's seen to lend credence to the idea that this is something they can do that will solve your problems.
Who is doing this, though? Who is? Oh, my God.
You say that it's 490.
Yes, the one guy on Dr. Phil means that everyone is doing it. Okay, great.
$95 for an in-person encounter.
That's correct. And he just does this. He talks about a movie for 2 minutes, and now he's gonna go on the, the anti-religious, like, here's all these crazy grifters from 20 years ago or whatever. I'm gonna talk about this 10 times longer than I talk about the actual movie.
Yeah. Christ on a bike, ants.
$395 for a Skype.
Correct.
And $295 for phone.
Correct.
So you can do an exorcism on the phone?
Yes, I built these 3 apps to...
I like how then it immediately goes into probably a bullshit like ad server, like Base 44 is probably like
yeah, sponsor is Base 44.
Obviously, Scott Derrickson and William Blatty.
Sponsor is Fatheads Brewery with their signature Spooky Tooth this time of year. Always a great buy, always a great drink, people.
Yeah.
Didn't do this. They didn't give credence to this idea. They're just telling a story. And they shouldn't be held accountable for these fraudsters' actions. But, unfortunately, the very real reality is oftentimes our actions have unintentional consequences. I'm not saying we should blame these people for this at all, by no means. But I am saying that the film's success kind of did result in this very real...
Oh, so it's the film's fault that all this crap happened or something. What? No. Oh my God, you fucking retard. John, you gotta get a load of this shit.
Trend that caused many people very real harm. Okay, back
Source, because you're not listing off any real people who got harmed by this. Just like, oh, it was on Dr. Phil, so that's enough proof for me.
It results in bodily harm. It results in people neglecting their meds, not getting treated for conditions they can easily...
I mean, I'm neglecting my meds right now, and look how well I've turned out.
...treated for. And it's very upsetting, because these films do encourage people, because it...
John, apparently now it's apparent... Yeah. Yes, Raptor 900, Ant is a straw man. And John, apparently it's the exorcism of Emily Rose's fault now for popularizing exorcisms and thus getting people off their meds, basically.
It's a far less popular movie than The Exorcist, by the way, but he doesn't want to blame that one because that's the universally hailed one.
Yeah,
So,
pretty
including
much.
himself, he likes it, so he's got to be like, it's this other movie that's bad.
Yeah.
And he's not even saying it's a bad movie. He's just saying it should have gone like full-on anti-religion to stop these people from bastardizing its message. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Influences how you interpret the world, and they go, hey, you don't have epilepsy, you have a demon inside you. Don't get treatment. Go to an exorcist. And the exorcist is
I feel
usually
like
a
more
fraudulent
people in
guy
today's
because
day and age would say, yeah, you have epilepsy, then, oh no, you have a demon inside you. Like, come on, Ant. Get real here.
It's not the movie's fault if they're retarded enough to like take a fiction. They put the little disclaimer at like the beginning and end of every movie where they're like based, real events, but the characters and some of the highlights are like fictitious.
The story you're about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Well, I was talking about something else, but yeah.
So one could easily just look up the movie online and see who the characters are meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really that
he's
private.
Screeching here. He's doing the hawk girl.
The hot girl.
if the church isn't going to perform an exorcism again after the last time, they're going to need signs. You need to speak the language that you don't know. You need to have some supernatural event. Can't manifest that. Well, they're not going to do anything for you. And it's created this kind of microscopic market for hucksters to take advantage of people. And
this micro market that barely even exists. They got Zaffer in the chat saying the T in Ant stands for triple chin. Ant, a noticeable triple chin. Yeah, Ant got a triple chin. What the fuck?
Hey, you can't say that about me. I wear a mask for a reason. It's because of people like you who have insulted my appearance.
And that sucks. That actually really upsets me. Because people get hurt. People are injured from that.
Yeah, you sound real upset, asshole.
It's like in Whiplash, whenever the fat kid is like, "Say you're upset." Or no, it wasn't the fat kid. It was Miles Teller's character, where in the main character, and he was just like, "So are you upset?" And he's just like, "I'm upset."
I hear Miles Teller. I just turn to a person and say, "Say that again."
Yeah.
Miles Teller.
Say that again.
Miles Teller.
I don't even get it, but it's funny.
It's from Fanforstic. The movie that caused Stanley to get hungover earlier, as we saw.
That's what. Because at the end of the movie, I know what you're referencing now. When he's like, "It's fantastic," and he turns, he's like, "Say that again."
That's where that meme came from.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are sick who need help, who aren't given the treatment they need because people are trying to throw their snake oil holy water at them. It's terrible.
You know what, Ant? My brother got misdiagnosed from actual doctors for years on a condition that he had. Just because it was a rare condition. So, maybe, anybody can misdiagnose shit. It's not always religious things.
Yeah.
So get over yourself a little bit.
Alright, here we go. Oh my god, we're still going on about this
Beyond the
exorcism,
door. At first, she didn't believe, but she does now.
And there's other films, too, that came out after all these films. They're just god-awful. There's a demonic possession film every couple of months, and most of them are garbage, and they mostly relate to the same ideas. The church is right, God and devils are real, if something happens to you, it's going to be in a grandiose fashion, and there's very little humanity in the stories. Both The Exorcist and The Exorcism of Emily Rose focus on humanity and human fears first and foremost. Something like The Devil Inside is just a cheap cash in trying to give you the iconography of that without any of the actual ideas. Now, it is worth noting that a lot of these exorcism films do not...
Oh my god, it's like you need themes to be a good movie, man. Oh my god.
EFAP pissed me off a little bit earlier today whenever I was listening to their Child's Play 3 watch-along, and they were like, oh, what's the theme of all these movies so far? And I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
You shouldn't need a theme.
It's like I always say, themes are optional in media, right?
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, they always taught you there's 5 things you need to make a story: plot, setting, characters, conflict, and themes. As I've grown older, I'm like, themes are really not necessary. Themes are optional.
Well, and like often people take themes as like hardcore messages. Like the themes, often the themes that you don't notice or that are like not really looked at as themes is just like altruistic stuff. Like father loves son. That's not really seen as a theme. It's normally just seen as like plot. But I mean, technically you could see it as that, but it's like very altruistic. If it's altruistic, it tends to not even really be thought of as a theme. It's just like everybody agrees with this. But again, like some shit that everybody used to agree on will now be made into a theme or a political statement because like weirdos start to disagree with it. But yeah, there's kind of like invisible or just inherent themes that's just like, no, that's just like a message everybody likes.
Anyway.
Filmmaking. Most recently, Exorcist the Believer, the most recent exorcism film at the time of this recording, tried to showcase that all worlds have exorcist tropes and cultures, and that if we all ganged up together, we can stop demons together. Trying to show that humanity of
that was the
assembly,
Wokersis, by the way. They got back the mom from the original Exorcist, like this 90-year-old woman, and made this total shit film.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
Together, but unfortunately, not all political filmmaking is quite so accepting of all demographics. And a lot of that has to do with the fear
That wasn't accepting. That was a shit show because they tried to do that. And like, except you should rail on that movie if you really wanted to show you were neutral. Be like, you know, sometimes you can be a little bit too inclusive, and it completely fucks up the story. It makes it stupid. Like that doesn't mean that you hate all the other religions. That just means like trying to pander to people like you can sometimes make a shit story, which it did in that instance. That was your chance to show some neutrality.
You swung and you missed. Yeah.
Is coming to get you.
Coming. Anyway.
It's like I
Let's
always read
with
the fucking text boxes. I'm coming to get you.
The most easy to discuss.
That's the focus tonight of Lonnie Lardner's special report on
Holy
Satanism.
crap, it's an 80s woman.
Yeah. Hey, ABC. Oh, here we go. The Satanic Panic
I was right,
Boys.
1988. You can tell by the hair and like the suit. I don't know why. It's just like you're instantly like, oh, 80s.
Yeah.
But we want to warn you now that some things you're about to see and hear might be too graphic for children.
The Satanic Panic was a conservative movement that started in the mid to late 70s and extended, well, actually, it's kind of still going on.
Oh,
But-
no, it is not.
Even
Shut the fuck
modern
up.
conservatives
The Satanic
make fun
Panic
of this
is
shit.
gay.
Yeah, modern conservatives literally make fun of this shit. They're like, oh, they thought D&D was like devil worship, and they like J.K. Rowling is the perfect example of how this attitude has reversed. Whenever she started her career, there were weird like ultra conservatives burning her books. Now there's weird ultra liberals burning her books. Like the books haven't changed, but the political spectrum has gone so that the crazies go more on one end.
Zaffer saying, oh god, is he gonna do the zombies and orcs or black people shit? No, I don't think he's gonna go there yet. At least not yet.
It goes through waves of relevance and often changes its messaging to be more acceptable in the times.
You
What?
dreamed of finishing your novel?
I've seen
Now-
Trump called a demon more than I've seen fucking conservatives use it, so shut
Yeah.
up.
Also, Ant, this guy is offering you shit on like how to like fucking finish your novel. Maybe you should get this guy's help. Maybe then you can actually publish your damn book you keep saying
I
you're
don't
working on.
use your AI, no.
No, anyway.
As shocking as this may sound, science has revealed that
Oh jeez, this dude is fucking gay, I can tell.
He's
There is-
holding the mic that's supposed to be, you know, whatever. Not held.
a demonic aspect to narcissism.
Basically, the fear is
What, Solar?
I said fuck off with that guy.
Yeah.
that there is a massive group of Satanists that are right now in society planning to destroy the world and corrupt the youth using rock music and Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon.
Ooh, hell yeah, all the cool shit. Hell yeah, sign me up.
Harry Potter, Disney films, you name it. I think now they're grappling onto narcissists as a big point of contention. I know there was a Sarah Z video about that recently that was...
Oh, jeez, what the fuck is this crap? The narcissist scare, what the fuck?
Interesting.
I remember the narcissist scare of 06. Dark days that was.
Paranoid conspiracy theory is that there were many real people who, under hypnosis, recounted stories of being abused by cults, of witnessing anywhere from a few babies being sacrificed to several thousand babies being sacrificed to the devil.
Yeah, no, I'm pressing
It should be noted that the police never found any bodies or physical evidence of this happening, and there's still no proof that any of this happened. And in fact, some people who, under hypnosis, made these claims later admitted they
like
just
Russiagate. No proof. Gotcha.
Yeah.
lied, which is certainly something worth discussing. But again, that didn't change the fact that people believe this.
Yeah, thanks, Ant.
Authentically.
And listen to these titles. Listen how many of them have something to do with Satanism or the occult. Sympathy for the devil.
Over 30 years in order to find something equivalent.
Yeah.
And this is all based off him trying to talk about The Exorcist and praising it under the guise of neutrality. And now he's been on like again, he talked about The Exorcist for like 2 minutes, and now he's been on a 15+ minute rant about like how all the conservatives are bad. And he says that this is him trying to be neutral. It's like you're 20 timesing at this point your fucking Exorcist talk with anti-conservative talk.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give him credit in one sentence, and then I'm gonna rail on him for the next 5 million sentences. Like, you're not neutral, dude. You're not even trying to be. You're just like using this as an excuse to go on your anti-Christian rant.
Yeah.
Dancing with Mr. D by the Rolling Stones. Devil's Den and Dance with the Dragon by Jefferson Starship. Evil Ways and Soul Sacrifice by Santana.
Nice.
And listen to these by the rock
Cool.
group AC/DC. Rock and Roll Damnation, Let There Be Rock, Highway to Hell, and this is my favorite right here. Hell ain't a bad place to be.
Anyone.
Hell yeah, brother. Anyway.
Imagine
I
this
like
guy.
how that guy's like the right-wing equivalent of Ant.
Who? Yeah, that guy's the right wing Ant, yeah. Zaffer saying, wasn't Jack Chick the guy who made Chick Tracks like the primary person who spread this shit? Yeah, he's an idiot. Zaffer says, God, that guy fucking sucked. Yeah, he did.
Imagine that guy, dude, reacting to Mayhem.
Oh God, I'd wish that guy was alive so he could react to Ants. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Shay, we should have him on this. We should have him on the stream if he was still alive.
Yeah.
Just to see how he justifies himself.
Right.
Became a Satan worshiper. And people started looking. They started looking in society for any person who was maybe wore dark clothing one day, or who liked Iron Maiden a little too much, or who
Iron
was really
Maiden's
into
awesome.
playing
What are you
Dungeons and
talking
Dragons.
about?
Yeah.
He's trying to say like these random like uber religious people who just like take it completely too far in the wrong way, or like, you know, oh, this is just like, and he's pulling up shit from like the 80s though, like, and being like, oh, see, like they can do it too. This is like whenever people are like, whoa, well, Christians can be violent too. Remember the Crusades? I'm like, the thing from fucking 1,000 years ago, like literally 1,000 years ago. And you're comparing that to modern day shit? Like, yeah, if we were still doing that, I would say, yeah, we can be violent too. But you're trying to pull up ancient examples in order to equivocate. It's just like not true anymore. Like, if the right were still acting like this, I would say, sure, Ant. Like, they're cringe too. And I do say this is cringe in a lot of instances, but it's like, this has already been resolved. Like, we stopped doing this. So now what? You got to answer for shit you're currently doing.
Or her friends. That Satanist. The Satanic Panic had real consequences for people who did die. Their deaths were put into this big mythology of satanic evil, and this ultimately culminated in 1994, where Damien Eccles, Jesse Miskelly Jr., and Jason Baldwin were sentenced to life in prison, save for Damien, who was put on death row for the murder of 3 young boys. investigators believe the boys were murdered as part of a satanic ritual, despite there being no evidence to suggest that was the case, nor was there any evidence to suggest that any of the 3 teens, dubbed the West Memphis 3, had any involvement in the crime. There was no physical evidence, they weren't on the scene, they weren't even in the same location, there was no motivation, there was no cause, nothing. Not a...
Jaffer says, hang on, Melissa first of all says, he doesn't listen to AC/DC, lol. Angus said hell is a metaphor for touring on the road, a different town every night, getting drunk, etc. Yeah, exactly. Zapper says left and right people were fucking insane with the 80s. The left invented furry porn magazines, and the right had the satanic panic stuff with the anti-D&D stuff, lol. Zapper says technically it was the late 70s with Omaha the Cat Dancer, but still, oh yeah.
Yeah, like, and I would even argue, like, there's always going to be crazies on, like, your general side. Anytime that you're summarizing, like, 100 million plus people and 100 million plus people, sure, there'll be crazy people on each side. This is even true with, like, streamers who have, like, 1 million people in their audience or something. There'll be, like, 1,000 or something crazy people, probably. It's like, are they on the fringe or are they the mainstream of that? That's more the issue. If it infringes on the mainstream, then it becomes more of a problem. And also, like, police fuck up shit all the time. Like, you deal with a mistrial or a bad case when you can. I remember one that was very left-wing, which was called Tim Masters. He was convicted of, like, killing and butchering this woman, even though there was no fucking evidence of it to anybody who made any sort of reasonable look at it. But the sheriff held him in the interrogation room for, like, a gazillion hours straight until he finally was, like, so confused and sleep deprived that he started to confess shit. And then he was like a 17-year-old kid or something. And then, you know, they got him years later. They let him out and paid him millions of dollars because he was wrongfully convicted. So, like, all your satanic panic bad examples are kind of like that. It's just bad police work. So punish the people who did bad police work and move on.
Of evidence.
Yep. There was no evidence, absolutely no evidence linking them to the crime.
Build a website.
Build a website.
Sponsor us, Wix. Anyway.
These kids didn't drive. The 3 bodies, bizarrely, had no blood around them. So clearly they were taken from the murder scene to this drainage ditch. Damien lived 8 miles away from where the bodies were buried. Never drove. None of these kids drove. Damien. They didn't have cars.
I mean, don't name your
kid that. It was an incredible miscarriage of justice.
But because these 3 boys wore dark clothing a lot and were a little spooky, the town police just thought, yep, Satan.
And elaborate on that a little bit. What do you mean by a little bit spooky? I saw, like, some pentagrams and shit there. Like, were they, like, doing some devil worshipy shit? Like, I feel like you're kind of breezing over that a little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, they should be convicted for it or anything, but I'm saying, like, were they doing some weird shit? Like, go over that in detail if you want to cover the case honestly.
You know, what is that? I gotta go back here and get that shit. Hang on. Let me see. Yep, some guys there, some lady there.
And then, there. So whenever they're on the building, and then they show.
Yep. No, this ain't a this ain't a pentagram. This is just a little sun drawing they made.
It's like the star that you make, but then they just drew a circle around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a star with a circle around it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Melissa says Tipper Gore, Al Gore's wife, was on Satanic Panic Committee that created the parental advisory stickers for CDs. Yeah, pretty much.
So he made the internet, and then she made the CD committee. Excellent.
Yeah. Zaffer says, I am Donald Trump, and I will build a website. The Mexicans will have to pay. That ain't a pentagram, that's a penisgram.
It does kind of look like a Patrick Starr drawing, because, like, the upper left side of it is, like, a little bit bigger. So it looks like he's got, like, 2 little arms, and then his legs, and then his big old head. He's like, we call Pinhead. Oh, wait, Pinhead, that's also satanic. Oh, fuck.
Justice.
But because these 3 boys wore dark clothing a lot and were a little spooky, the town police
dyad
just
in the force. Fucking Rampager just suggested a dyad in the Force podcast to us. Anyway.
Yep. Satan, and they're responsible. Now, what happened was the boys were arrested after Miss Skelly, who was, I should mention, both a minor at the time and had some developmental disabilities. He was...
In other words, he was retarded. Got
Be
it.
specific.
Interrogated
What disabilities? Why are you so fucking vague on this? It just makes me suspicious of your whole story. You're like, they were a little spooky and he had some mental disabilities. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. That reminds me, the way Ant is describing his story, reminds me of like this thing I saw on Instagram today, where this woman was like, oh, there was this man. He was driving on the wrong side of the road. They called the police on him. And the police looked at him and they thought he was on drugs. And so they called in like an expert to see if he was on drugs. They waited for the expert to show up to the where they were. And the expert said, oh, there's no need to look at him to see if he's on drugs. He's definitely on drugs. And obviously she's telling this story trying to make it look like, hey, they wrongfully arrested this guy without doing like proper contact to see if he was on drugs. But it's like, well, the way you're saying it, lady, it kind of makes it sound like he was on drugs and there was no need to do it. So, you know, like, so basically, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if it's blatantly obvious, then you don't even need an expert. But yeah, get one to verify.
Anyway.
It's like you're so vague that you make the other person end up sounding right.
Yeah, anyway.
Why you gotta be
12
so
hours,
vague?
with only 42 minutes being recorded for us to listen to now, where police basically forced a confession out of him. Now, Miss Skelly later claimed that the police threatened him and those he cared about if he didn't fess up, among other coercive tactics used.
Yeah,
Later
you know,
third-party
police are
investigation...
people can be dicks. I hate to tell you, Aunt, but like, it's just the truth. Well, it's true. It's true.
Revealed to the police that they had tampered with their own evidence, not out of malice, but out of pure incompetency. But no matter what, the police refused to relent, and the court sided with the police. In 2007, DNA was collected from the bodies of the boys that proved none of the West Memphis Three could have possibly been the killer. It wasn't until 2011 that the West Memphis Three were finally released on a plea deal. But despite all the counter evidence, many of the investigators and the members of the court still believe the West Memphis Three did it, despite there being no evidence they committed the crime, and they believe they did it as some part of satanic ritual, despite there being no evidence that the murders were a satanic ritual.
No.
It's
Christ, dude, you're getting really #triggered over this. Holy shit. Anyway.
The most infuriating thing in the world. But with that knowledge, you can...
I mean, infuriating to you, at least, so speak for yourself.
Understand why so many stories about satanic cults ring hollow to me. There are two kinds of satanic panic films. There's the kind where the cult is pretty obvious with all that evil culty stuff. The Devil Rides Out, The Blood on Satan's Claw, The House of the Devil, Lords of Salem, among others. And in that, they usually use satanic imagery more like a heavy metal album cover uses satanic imagery, as this kind of metal crazy thing, or as a source of pure fear. But then there are films like Rosemary's Baby or The Omen that show Satan worshippers as these chameleons. They slink into society and they blend in positions of power to subvert these systems of power to better benefit.
Oh, damn it. Okay, anyways, while that ad plays, we got what the fuck? Hey, what the fuck, Dave? Apparently, Trump just lowered mental drug prices down 500%. Wow, bruh. Yeah.
And then he got peace in the Middle East, so I'm sure Hassan Piker loves him now because he's like, oh, he stopped the murder of Palestinians. That's literally been my only thing for the last 2 years. So.
Yeah.
Themselves. I think The Omen is especially fascinating in this regard, given that its prequel, the first Omen, completely recontextualizes how the cult works. In the original film, the cult is a purely satanic institution that murders a baby of a senator and replaces him with the spawn of Satan, and they plan on infiltrating the world of politics and economy to introduce new technologies that change the structure of world power. Damien
yeah, pretty much.
becomes a manufactured billionaire who uses his power and influence to become a tyrant behind the scenes, orchestrating war for his personal benefit. Damien and his satanic army are outsiders who destroy a good institution, changing it into a global agenda of destruction. But in the first Omen, that's not the case. We find out that the satanic cult has been supporting Damien.
Okay, he's the literal devil. This is like categorizing Sauron in Lord of the Rings as like, he's an outsider disrupting these institutions of Gondor and Rohan and the Shire. It's clearly conservative, which actually Lord of the Rings is conservative messaging because it's, Catholic J.R.R. Tolkien. But anyways,
yeah,
it's like if he viewed that as a negative, if he's just like, oh, this is clearly like a modern conservative political thing. It's just like, no. There are good institutions and there are bad institutions. And when the bad institutions try to come after the good institutions, that's good versus evil then, okay? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, literally. It's like, save us, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway. Melissa says, yeah, don't tell don't tell anyone Trump into the war in Gaza, Lamau. Yeah. It's almost like he didn't watch the same movie I did, lol. Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't a satanic cult. They're Catholics.
I think we'll get to the end of this section and then be good, because that way we're already over halfway, so that'll leave us with a little bit under halfway to go next time.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm getting tired of this shit.
I never saw the first Omen, though, so this will be interesting. I'll see if he sells me on it.
Alright.
Damien to put the fear of God back into the world, to bring back a religious order where the church stands as the ultimate authority.
Oh my god, that actually sounds fucking awful. They're gonna make the evil satanic cult into like a subversive Christian cult that's only trying to make like people they're trying to create an enemy so that people will turn more religious to fight the enemy. Oh my, so by recontextualizing, he means it fucking retcons the entire movie that made the entire series successful.
Literally, yeah.
Fucking bullshit. It's like it's like if the prequels had been like, oh, but Palpatine was the good guy actually, and the Empire is actually pretty sweet guys.
Yeah, join the Empire. We have cookies. Yeah.
You need to tell me twice.
Dude, like, that's literally like, how some of these modern Star Wars fans, they're like, oh, the Jedi were an evil institution, like, the Jedi were shit because they couldn't stop Palpatine that one time.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's why they praise the Acolyte, where they're like, oh, see, Lucas had a problem with the Jedi too, you guys aren't true fans. It's like, it's literally if like their fantasy was actual reality, where like the prequels just show the Jedi like just like fucking kids and just like doing all this evil shit, and then they're just like, oh, Palpatine, good thing you got rid of them.
Yeah. Dave says, I'm muting all Trump hate lately. I've heard enough and I know no one's perfect. Well, there you go, Dave.
But you're black.
And to do this,
you're, as Ryan Kinna would say, you're black.
Black. Yeah.
Do this, they're forcibly trafficking and breeding people with demonic jackal monsters to create the Antichrist. The institutions aren't being invaded. They're resetting themselves to a time with...
Melissa brings up a great point. There was an episode of Batman the Animated Series where they basically do that. They put Batman on trial, and there's this DA who's like against him and saying that he created all the villains. And then like Harley Quinn and them are all like trying to blame Batman for all their problems. They're all like, oh, if he hadn't beaten me up, I wouldn't be so like messed up. And at the end, it's like shown that basically he's not... Yeah, exactly. I knew you were referencing something like that, Melissa, where it's like, yeah, and then at the end, Ant would hate this episode, because at the end, it's basically revealed that, like, all these guys were fucked up anyway, and were just trying to use Batman as a scapegoat for their crimes. Like,
yeah.
And he ends up convincing the DA that basically he's needed and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
They had more power and authority. It turns the conservative Omen into a liberal, leftist perspective. But the thing is, both movies are fantastic.
By way of a bullshit retcon, and that's what you don't recognize.
Yeah.
Oh, My God, Ant really needs to learn that, like, you shouldn't take absolutely everything official as canon, basically.
Well, he even believes directors that 30 years later say, oh, this was the real message of my film, this current political movement. It's like, no, dude, like, take things in he cannot read biases and context. He's incapable of it. Like, he literally just, like, believes everybody at their word, even if their word completely changes from one, like, go see an interview with George Lucas is kind of a prime example of this. In 1980, he'll say one thing. In 1990, he'll say another thing. In 2000, he'll say another thing. Like, you kind of take him in the context of when he's saying things and what his current intentions were at the time.
Yeah. So we got Dave saying, I've always been conservative, like since I was 12, just born that way. But most of the family doesn't even like me because I'm conservative. They're growing up, starting to reach out to me though. Well, there you go. So there's some there is some light at the end of that tunnel for you, Dave.
Mm-hmm. Both excellently told, excellently acted, excellently paced. There is gravitas to every scene. And while the first Omen does have some sequences that are deeply disturbing, the original is still more memorable. They're both really good films. Same with Rosemary's Baby, though there's some context to that one.
Paramount Pictures presents Mia Farrow.
1974?
From the same studio that would bring us Smile.
Oh, no.
In a William Castle production, Rosemary's Baby.
It's a film that shows an old generation of witches manipulate.
I knew it. I was fucking way off. Fuck.
What was it, John?
It was 1968. I was like, it's either in the 70s or the 60s, and I knew it was like very like different dates. I was thinking of The Omen, which was 76.
Yeah.
And obviously The Exorcist was like 73, I believe. And so yeah, Rosemary's Baby was before all of them. And Black Christmas, I think, was 74. Let me see if that's the one I was thinking of.
All right.
Release date. Yep. Okay, that's the one I was thinking of, was 74. Because for some reason I sort of relate those two as like very early like horror movies. Yeah, Rosemary's Baby. So that I watched both of them, but yeah, Rosemary's Baby was like super early kind of horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, Black Christmas, pretty much the prototypical slasher, even before Halloween, was 1974. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, David says, even John's confused. Yeah, even John's confused. Anyway.
Even John didn't know the year of that release.
Yeah.
Just use it as a justification for everything.
Antichrist.
Yeah.
This old order takes control of Rosemary's pregnancy after essentially offering her up to the devil himself. Mm-hmm. They control how she eats. They control how she talks, who she talks to, the information she receives, all in order to get what they want. She is stripped of bodily autonomy. However,
anime day.
I love it when it cuts off mid-sentence. It's just like,
however, and yeah.
The only thing is, what they want is a new world order.
Yeah.
Not returning to the old ways, but rather a new order where the old god is dead. They represent the undercurrent who chooses to destroy the status quo, but it's communicated through the personal fears of bodily autonomy and paranoia. It's a conservative societal fear interlocked with leftist personal fear. And much like everything else Roman Polanski has ever touched, it leaves you feeling sick and disturbed by the end of it. It's also easy to watch a movie where the villains are Satanists, because unlike real-life Satanists, who are basically just atheists with extra steps,
no, they are not. They literally worship Satan. It's in the name.
I don't think most atheists would want you to say that, and
yeah.
Like, whoa, we ain't fucking Satanists, bro. Calm down.
Except the 14-year-olds atheists that are like, "Oh yeah, Satan is cool, man."
Like, show this to most atheists you know, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, "And shut the fuck up. We are not Satanists. What are you talking about?" Like, nobody's gonna want to be associated with those weirdos. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so clipping this shit, man.
That's crazy that he just tried to. It's what did he say? It's basically atheism with extra steps. What?
Like, what extra step is it? Like I don't believe in God. What's the extra step after that?
Satanism is actually like antithetical to atheism because, like, if you believe in Satan, you believe in God in a way. Like, you can only. Yeah, like,
so you go
atheism
from
is like
not
being
believing into anything to believing in the devil.
Yeah, like, you gotta believe in Christianity to a certain amount to be a Satanist, because you gotta believe in, like, the evil guy of Christianity.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's actually very wrong to equate that to atheism. Like, what the fuck is that? This is even from that long ago, so I don't feel like you would refute these beliefs.
What are you smoking, Ant? God, on the
It's like me saying, like, oh, being Backseater is not a Star Trek fan, so, like, that's basically being a Klingon supporter with extra steps.
Oh my God, Christ.
Hard to sympathize with people who worship evil.
Contrary to popular belief of Satanists being animal killers, we believe that animals and small children are the highest form of man.
God, this lady's absolutely bored. She's like, well, as a member of the Church of Satan, we're just like any other church. We respect animals and
You can
whatnot.
tell it's the 70s because of the fucking wallpaper. I had to remove that off of
No,
my
those are the
house.
curtains, John. Those are the curtains.
Oh, are they curtains? It's hard to tell sometimes because in the 70s, like, the wallpaper was that ugly as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, yeah, but this lady, can we just talk about the fact that this lady is bored out of her skull?
We at the Church of Satan welcome all members. If you join us, you can get these free little membership cards. Even Marilyn Manson has one.
We give you a $25 Starbucks gift card. Don't you want to join the Church of Satan?
Yeah.
This
Like, I ain't even gonna buy me a
that
Coke.
we give out to members.
Join the like fucking like, what do they call, like, the little, like, holiday animal guys? I forget what they're called from South Park. They're like, "Hail Satan!" Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas critters.
Christmas critters, yeah.
They're like, we need to give birth to the Antichrist. Yay!
Yay! Melissa says it's disturbing because Polanski's a pedo. Oh, okay, whatever. Well, according to my Twitter, Polanski is less evil than J.J. Abrams.
I can't believe Backseater actually believes this. Oh.
Yeah, it's totally not a joke, bro. Yeah.
Oh, he would say it's a joke.
Melissa says if good exists, evil exists. That is correct. Melissa Lord says there are Satanists that worship themselves as gods.
Nope, she said Stannis. That means Stan Lee worshiping people.
Stan Lee worshippers.
They like Excelsior. They're like worshiping a big idol of Stan Lee.
Yeah. Melissa says that was LaVey's Satanism. I don't know who this bitch is.
That was referred to Anton LaVey, the guy that founded the Church of Satan.
Oh, okay, anyway.
Blessed be his name, or cursed be his name, or whatever they would say.
Yeah, whatever, yeah, anyway.
Magic, and therefore it would be completely sacrilegious to harm these.
She's like, please kill me.
Yeah, she's like, God, my religion is so boring. Yeah.
I just want to film a porno and say that it's Antichrist.
Yeah, anyway.
Please remix the satanic panic imagery, as I was mentioning before, in order to basically create, like, a heavy metal album, like Deathgasm or Trick or Treat, which is not to be confused with Trick or Treat. It's important not to mix up satanic panic.
Deathgasm sounds like a album, the fucking The guys from Metalocalypse would make.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like an orgasm a woman would have so hard that they
That's
die.
Oh, it's autoerotic asphyxiation, basically. It's a deathgasm, yeah.
Yeah.
You're fucking strangling yourself and fucking...
Yeah.
By the way, which
That's
often focuses on things.
Oh, who's that actor who died of that?
I don't know.
Kill Bill. The Bill, the main bad guy, Carradine. I think it's David Carradine. I'm pretty sure he died. Like he was found like basically doing that. It was a very embarrassing death. His like Mexican housewife, or not housewife, housekeeper, found him like basically in a closet or something.
Cause of death.
Yes, he was found naked and had hanged himself in the closet he was in at a hotel.
Oh God.
God.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't his person. It was just a asphyxiation.
Yeah, asphyxiation.
Yeah,
it's like where you're trying to masturbate as you're like strangling yourself, basically. Yeah, he fucking.
Which is a weird way to get hard.
Yeah, it fucking carries the risk. I think like the thrill is part of it or something. It's like basically like the thrill of death, like potential death, and yeah, he experienced that.
Yep.
They never disclosed whether he came first or not. They didn't disclose that in the police. I'm sorry to laugh at your death, David, but that is a fucking hilarious death if there ever was one. I mean, come on.
It's like that song. It's like dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
You guys ever see the show 1,000 Ways to Die? Like,
yeah,
I know about that one. They even did a demonstration of some guys trying to mimic what Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne used to do by snorting ants, by literally snorting ants.
Oh no, Anthony Gramuglia, they were snorting pieces.
Oh no! I know there was this one fucking pair of people on that show who died where they were like lesbians and they were both nymphomaniacs. So they tried to like have sex in the goddamn like laundry or some shit like that.
Oh, in the washing machine.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The main one I remember is a chick who she was trying to use a carrot to masturbate. And she didn't get it smooth enough, so it like penetrated her vaginal wall and like gave her a bacterial infection. I think that was one of the ones that they like categorized as a myth because it would always like show the death and then it would in an over dramatic manner, and then it would always come with like, oh, did somebody actually die of this or did somebody not? And I think that was one of the fake ones, but I can't forget that episode even years later where I was just like, I was fucking laughing. It's just the way they had to phrase it where they're like, oh, she was having a little fun with Tyler who sold her the carrot.
And fun fact, that show was narrated by my good buddy Ron Perlman.
Good buddy, huh? Oh, Ron Perlman's a fucking libtard, though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyway.
Older than
he tends to get a little cranky at times, but you have to catch him at the right moment.
Yeah.
If he gets drunk, he'll start being like, oh, MAGA, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them Mexicans.
Anyway. We're almost done.
Although I will say, surprisingly enough, he is a big fan of Jordan B. Peterson.
Oh, really? Wow.
That is surprising.
Yeah. All right, come on, folks. Let's finish this up here.
Looking
to have to. It's like 90 minutes.
No. We're gonna get to the end of this chapter, so it's only like another minute or so.
Oh, okay.
Such is the case in the 1970s Wicker Man movie, where an extremely Catholic man, or Christian man, I forget exactly if it's Catholic or Christian, is...
Oh, so instead of going back and, like, checking before he made the video, he fucking just like, whatever, I'll just roll with it, yeah.
Well, if he is Catholic, he's Christian, so at the very least he
Now, when he
Christian.
says the Wicker Man, is he talking about the Christopher Lee movie or the Nicolas Cage movie?
He said the 1970s one, so yeah.
Okay.
Dave says God forgives, but I don't. Oh, no. A bank robber drank gasoline to get drunk, yeah.
It's like when Archer was drinking Barbicide to get drunk in the one episode. He's like just fucking poisoning himself.
Yeah.
Just because he has no other alcohol on a blimp, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know, he's a police investigator, goes to an island, with a neo-pagan cult who worships nature and old gods, and his religious beliefs are put to the test against them. At the end of the film, neither God is shown to be real, but we do explicitly see that the Christian God sure doesn't seem interested in saving his faithful
wiping your
from
hair.
horror. Now, what I want to bring up right now is so far we focus mainly on religious.
I know you just kind of like subtly brought it up there, where you're like, "Oh, the Christian God didn't save him." Like a lot of Christians believe in like sort of the watch setter theory, where they're like, God started everything, and then he just kind of lets it go and sees how it plays out. In other words, he's leaving like autonomy to people, maybe subtle nudges at some points. So like he's not going to individually save. This is like the counter to everybody who says like, oh, if God's so good, why does he let like all these bad things happen and everything? It's always like, well, he's letting humanity make their own decisions. So he's essentially just like not being an auto win for everything. Actually, fucking Futurama covered this really well, of all things. Whenever they had Bender find God, and he was like, and Bender had like played God because he had a little civilization on his stomach or whatever in the one episode. And he gives a really short, really great speech about like, and whenever he runs into God, and he's just like, well, Bender, you know, being God isn't easy. If you help too much, then people just rely on you for everything. If you help too little, then people stop thinking you exist. I found a light touch is the best thing. And so, he's not going to save Christopher Lee. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Christopher Lee, but you're fucked anyway.
Oh no, not Christopher Lee.
It's okay. He lived for like 50 years after that, Evan.
Yeah.
Horror that has no
fun
religion
fact
whatsoever.
about this particular Wicker Man movie. Apparently, Christopher Lee was so invested in just the general story behind the movie that in order to give the movie a little more budget, because it was running on a tight budget at the time, he actually forgoed his paycheck to give the production some extra money to get the film made.
Nice.
Speaking of Christopher Lee in horror season, everybody watch the Hammer horror films.
Most definitely.
And Curse of Dracula, I think, is
Hammer
the first
film
one.
legends.
Yeah, they were all. Oh gosh, I think the director's last name is Fisher, but he made like fucking 4 legendary movies in the span of a year, where he was like, I'm gonna make the first Dracula Hammer film, I'm gonna make the Mummy one, I'm gonna make the Hounds of the Baskerville, and I'm gonna make the fucking I think it was the Wolfman or something, but it was like all in like 1958-59. I was like, how do you make 4 fucking bangers in a 2-year span? And these modern directors are like, oh, I need 5 years in between. Oh
yeah.
Well, that's Hammer for you.
Anyways, so that's about all that we're gonna watch on Ants today. So guys, you guys wanna make a part 2 to this or nah?
Yeah, we can finish.
I'd say we could finish this one as a part
All
2.
right, well, this will be finished up next week, and we got Beef Jerky Turkey saying 6'7". Okay, then.
I think he might have been talking about Christopher Lee is 6'7" tall, maybe.
Maybe. Anyway,
he was a very tall man. I
He
know
was a
that.
tall
That's why
guy.
was
He was
good as
like
Dracula.
6'4",
He was
I
very
think.
imposing. Yeah, and as Saruman, and he has long fingernails and shit.
nope. Christopher Lee was 6'5". Close enough, Beef Jerky Turkey. But anyways, guys, we're gonna head out of here. So, guys, closing arguments on this video so far. John.
I mean, he's doing his typical Ant thing where he's padding it out and trying to feign neutrality by like saying, oh, this film is great and has conservative values. Now let me rail on completely irrelevant conservative shit for the next 30 minutes. And now that I've talked about the film for a minute. So it's a lot of that sort of padding where he brings in a bunch of irrelevant, and that's why it took us so long to respond, because it's like, you know, we have to counter whenever he brings up complete misinformation or like just non-contextualized bullshit. So it's like he brings it in pretty rapidly, so you gotta pause a lot.
Let's see. Solar closing arguments so far.
0 out of 10. Not enough ranting about politics.
Yeah. Evan, final thoughts so far?
Well, he says nothing majorly offensive just yet. There are a couple of points in there that, I can get behind, but at the same time, as John would say, he does this whole shtick where he goes around the topic so many times that you kind of lose the point on what exactly he's trying to make.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, that's pretty much why I pretty much tapped out around the mid part. I just can't for the life of me stay invested in this shit.
Until we finish up and I give it a good thorough final review, I will give this video thus far 2 pots of Mom's Theater spaghetti out of 5.
Yeah.
Out of the pan or not?
Yes.
Hot job, yeah, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, the video was boring so far. But anyways, guys, so with all that said, so if you guys enjoyed the stream, please give it a thumbs up, comment below if you thought of the stream, subscribe for more streams like this. We'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care!